Sam O'Reilly with the Fight Talk podcast. Myself, the crazy Scotsman, are in the building.
Woo! AKA Casper the Friendly Ghost, AKA your grandmum's favourite grandson.
Joined by light heavyweight Dan Azeez in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Oh, mate, he's got his Fight Talk tee on and that.
He knows.
He's repping. He's all about that.
What are you doing?
He's like a young McGregor, isn't it? He's
I'm
like,
going to the airport after this. I have to be fragrantly dressed.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, no,
they're going to judge you as you get on the
I
plane
can't be wearing fights, so I don't want to get stopped.
and get asked for photos, yeah?
Security.
Yeah, man, that's good to be here, Dan. Pleasure having you down, my friend.
Thank you, man.
You've been doing the rounds, bruv. I've been seeing
no, trust me.
doing all these interviews, getting the...
I'm trying to get out there, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially, I'm starting on these small hall shows that, you know, you got to get yourself out there, build yourself a little profile and whatnot. So the best thing is to get as much interviews, get your name out there, podcasts, you know, such as yourselves and stuff like that. So,
Is that something that comes naturally to you, or do you have to kind of get yourself up for that sort of stuff?
yeah, I have to get myself up for that.
It's quite
I'm
a
not
lot,
really,
isn't it?
yeah, it is. I'm not really a social media kind of person or someone who likes to do interviews and whatnot, but I'm getting used to it, and you know, I'm starting to flow with it now, and I know it's part and part of the gig. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
100%. We see it. We speak about it all the time, and there's different ways to do it as well. You know, social media is a massive platform. Like all the platforms, how many millions of people use them every day?
Yeah.
So you have to do it, but yeah, it's not natural to everyone, and some people struggle.
Yeah,
It's so important. It's so important for careers in boxing as well, isn't it, nowadays. Like,
definitely.
turn the clock back 10 years ago, you'd never see a fight being made because two people
Exactly.
were talking shit over MSN
Twitter or
Messenger.
something.
You know what I mean? Or people.
He left the thing on MySpace.
But now it's fights are getting made, contracts are getting signed,
Yeah.
promotional deals are worth more money because people have got a bigger fan base.
Of course.
It's mad.
Ahara Davis made 110 grand because he called out Josh Taylor on Twitter.
Exactly.
Dave Allen.
Dave Allen got the
never used to
Dillian.
be able to sell a ticket, now he shifts thousands of tickets. So
It shows.
Even like with sponsors, like when you ask them to sponsor you, the first thing they're going to look at is like your social media following. Like, how many people's followers has he got and stuff like that. That comes before your actual how good you are in your craft or whatever. So it's a big
Mate, you hit the nail on the head. How many boys do we see? All respect to them, they're pro boxers, whatever. But they've got sponsors coming out their ears, and they ain't great.
Yeah,
like, that's the truth of it. Like, they can either sell a ticket, or they've got, you know what I mean. And
where is Richie this week?
Where's Richie? We big up Richie, great. Leave Richie alone.
He's on his stag do, isn't he?
Did you see the t-shirt they made him
He's
wear?
on his stag do. What did it say?
Sorry, girls, I suck willies.
Powerful t-shirt.
Powerful, but no.
The weird thing was he made that himself as well, which is unusual.
He did.
Good slogan. Have a good stag do, Richie. Hopefully you catch us up at some point, mate.
Yeah, congrats, Rich.
Yeah, congrats, mate. Let's talk about some boxing. Do you reckon we should? I suppose we are called a boxing podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon Hughie Fury? We'll start with Hughie against
do.
Sam Sexton, or as Dillian White used to call him, Lamb Sexton.
Lamb
Do you remember that? Do you know, I was thinking that last night. I was watching that fight, and you look, Dillian's now close to fighting like Pulevs and Wilders and that. It was only 18 months he was slagging Sam Sexton for a fight.
Exactly. It shows the massive improvement that he's made and how far he's come on, especially even after losing the fight to Joshua the way he did, but because he gave it his all, you know, like he's still come on leaps and bounds, and I think it's bettered his career. That's why I think it's always important. Sometimes it's not all about protecting that. As long as you go in there, put on a great fight for the people. If you lose, you come second best, you can still come back, and it shows.
100% agree.
His career's showing that.
Do you think fighters don't really care about losing the all, but sometimes that's overruled by managers and promoters? Because a lot of fighters we talk to, Dan, Dean, but Richie, boys like that, they don't really mind about if they lose a fight as long as they learn. But you still don't see it happen. So is that because promoters and managers are like careful about how they match people?
I think it's a bit of both, but because if I'm a fighter and I want to fight someone, no one can't tell me I'm not fighting. if it's there on the table, let's fight. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But it's that we're in the day and age of the Mayweather, saga. Like, everyone wants to protect everyone wants to be undefeated and whatnot. So, which I think is making the sport not as good as it was back in the old days. Like, all the greats, they've all got losses. So, you know, we can't come along and think, we don't want to take a loss or whatnot. The best people we look up to, they've got also, you know, like they say, records are for DJs. So we got to, you know, fight the best out there, and You know, if you take a
Who
loss,
wants to be known as an undefeated fighter? You want to be known as a great fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll come on to it in detail later, but last night was Lomachenko Linares. Both got losses on their record. Did anyone ever go, oh yeah, but they've lost?
Yeah,
no one cared because the fight was the fight. Like, it's...
Well, let's go back to the Hughie Fury card. You had Peter McDonough fighting, who's not... Listen, he's not the best fighter in the world, is he?
He
got a draw last night, but he's got 28 fucking losses on his record,
28
man.
wins as well.
And he's nearly... They're talking about championing the door for a British title shot and a European title shot. So, he's a guy that comes every time and puts it on the line. He's 40 years of age.
Is he 40?
Just turned 40.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah, Dan's right. Records are for DJs. Hughie Fury... What do you make of the card, mate? What do you make of the show as a whole?
Do you know what? You kind of tweeted out everything I was thinking about. I was watching it thinking, this is so bad.
Serious. Who was on the card? I'm not going to lie.
So Savannah Marshall was on it.
Yeah.
Who obviously was with Mayweather. Okay. She was the last woman, I believe, to beat Clarissa Shields back in the amateur. She was, right? Savannah beat Clarissa Shields back.
Savannah, yeah, she beat Clarissa Shields in a World Championships or something. It wasn't an Olympics, it was a World Championships.
Yeah.
So they had her on the card, her first fight back here since she signed with Floyd and then sort of just left. It was a bit strange, but that was one fight which was on recorded, so they showed it way after it happened.
Yeah. Oh.
And then
what was the result?
She knocked this girl out. She finished this girl, as you'd expect.
The girl's record was 2-6.
1-6, or 2, whatever. It was, it was what it was. You know what I mean? But you look at Hennessy. This must be their fucking, I'd say their 4th or 5th version of Hennessy Sports, because they must lose so much money. How Hennessy survived that Hughie Fury Joseph Parker thing, I'll never know.
When he paid them 1.6 mil, he
paid him 1.6, and the show made like 200 grand.
Yeah. I'm sure they,
if that,
yeah. Did they put it up on YouTube as well? Yeah. I remember I actually bought it.
Did you?
Yeah.
That you're the first person I've ever met. Yes, Dan.
I actually bought it. So,
at least he supported someone did, because I didn't.
Yeah, it's a shitty business model, man.
Nah, it is.
So they had it. You hear it's at Bolton City Stadium, or Bolton. What they call Bolton Wanderers,
Bolton
even.
Wanderers, fuck's sake.
Bolton Wanderers Stadium.
Show Bolton Wanderers the respect they deserve.
Sorry, Bolton.
Shout out JJ Okocha every time.
Yes, JJ,
yes,
man, like JJ.
My Nigerian counterpart.
Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
JJ is a legend. But no, Bolton Wanderers. You hear that, but then it was in one of their lounges. Probably like a director's lounge. It was basically, it was bad, man.
So it wasn't in the actual.
No.
So
no way.
No, there was like a banquet dinner in the room next door.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was, yeah, it was pretty
like
poor.
an amateur dinner show.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it felt.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
One of the live televised events was a guy called Reece Cartwright, who fought for some. Was it for a title? Some IBF European title or something like that? IBF Youth title. Yeah,
I didn't know that existed, to be honest.
Well, me neither. And then people told me it does. But the IBF have got an East-West European title as well.
Yeah, I knew that.
The fuck is that?
Didn't Johnny Garton have a fight for that? He was due to have a fight for it. So
yeah, but this Reece Cartwright, man, like, it goes back to the thing about records. He's got a record of 21 fights and 20 wins.
Yeah.
He's fucking rubbish, man. He was rubbish.
What's his KO ratio?
I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty high.
Yeah.
And he won by stoppage last night.
Was that body showing it?
But the boy just couldn't throw a jab.
Yeah.
He keeps throwing this fucking mad jab. It looked like he was opening a really old door. Do you know what I mean? It was like this fucking rusty old jab, man. And his elbows all out wide left, and it was just it's really strange performance, man. The commentators are bigging him up like, I know that's their job, but it was embarrassing.
But is it really though? Because if someone's not that good, like, what are the commentators really meant to? Because when I watch HBO and they, like, even if the person's winning, that they grind them down. You get Roy Jones, you get a couple of other people. Like, they all, if they don't think they're up to par, they'll say, listen, like, if it comes across a better opponent, you know what I'm saying, he might come unstuck. So
that's what you need.
I don't think
definitely. I watched Lomachenko Linares on ESPN last night. I watched it, the American stream, and Timothy Bradley was there. Now, obviously, two-weight world champ.
Yeah,
he's gonna say it how it is. And what's the boy that fought before the main event? Adames, the welterweight.
Yeah.
You know, they're all fucking like singing his praises, and he's like, yeah, he's good, but he could do this, and this, and he's criticizing, but in a not in a harsh way. You know what I mean? He's trying to pick out the flaws that every boxer has. So I much prefer that rather than just lick their asses because they're a home fighter.
100%.
Cartwright got a win. Some guy, Yusuf Safa.
But who's this guy? They're like, he just needs to be more active because he's had 4 fights in 7 years or something, or 7 fights in 4 years. Like,
what weight is he?
Little weight. He was quite small. Yeah,
he was small.
He didn't really do it for me. I'll be honest. I was watching it thinking, I'm looking for something that is going to warrant you being on my television right now.
Yeah.
Because if you become a television fighter, I want to know why. I want to see something.
100%.
And that Hennessy show, I felt like.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's about excitement, man. That's one thing I'm trying to, when I get in the ring, I want people to look at me and think, I want to watch him again, because that's what they pay their money for, man. You can box all day till the cows come home, but if it's not entertaining, who wants to watch it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Let's talk about the main fight. Oh wait, before that, let's talk about the highlight of the whole event. Kerry Katona.
Looking back on where we first met, I cannot escape and I cannot forget. You can forget because you were always on crack, you fucking nutter.
She still is, brother. Have you seen her much?
She's fucking
She is coked up to the nines.
What happened?
So I believe she walked Peter McDonough to the ring.
So
she was
singing or she just...
No! Just waving an Irish flag above her head, chomping her fucking gums, man.
And she brought a mate with her who still had her handbag on, like she was just up in a Weatherspoon somewhere.
It was
I don't know what this was,
shit,
mate.
Man.
It was bizarre. But
after all that good work you did in Atomic Kitten, you fucking ruined it. Oh, it was awful.
Unreal. But yeah, let's talk about the main event.
I totally forgot about her.
Hughie Fury, Sam Sexton.
Yes.
Good fight.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I think Hughie Fury looked good.
I think he looked very good.
I think you're buzzing. Yeah, you're a bit too buzzing about it, mate. You need to settle down a bit. When you wrote that in the group, that I think he could, I was like, just chill out, mate, because he beat Sam Sexton.
Yeah.
Now, I used to be a big fan of Derek Chisora, and I remember going to follow Derek Chisora to Birmingham to fight Sam Sexton 11 years ago, 10 years ago.
Shout out Del Boy, Hampstead loyal.
Yeah, all day. But Del Boy punched his head in then, right?
Yeah, for real.
And the problem I have with Sam Sexton is he did nothing to deserve his British title fight. Nothing. He didn't win. Who did he beat? I'd love to know who he beat to get that shot at Gary Court. Like,
very inactive, wasn't he? He didn't fight for a long time.
Yeah, just out of the blue, they just...
Out of the blue, they went, Cornish Sexton, there you go.
dropped it before...
Dillian White?
Dillian White dropped
okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah, he dropped it after he beat Lewison and... No, it was just Lewison, wasn't it? Just Lewison, yeah. So my problem is, alright, yes, Hughie looked good, but he looked good against someone that you wouldn't put in your top 8 in this country at heavyweight.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? So, yes, he had the British title. Yes, he battered the shit out of the British champion. He looked better than he did against Parker. He added elements to his game, which is all you can ask. He looked like he could punch a bit, because I don't believe that Sam Sexton is this fucking granite chin geezer. So they're saying, yeah, he got the fit. That's great, he did. But let's now see some tests for the British level, the British belt. Let's see. And what did they say? Mick Hennessy goes, no, he's past that. We're going to drop this belt and move on. Fuck you, because you haven't fought anyone at British level to prove that you're the king of the hill.
Yeah, of course.
That's what pissed me off. Now you go and fucking go on how good he was and this, that and the other.
Listen, if I had to describe his performance and compare it to a legend of old...
Don't do this. No, don't make it personal. No, I'll walk out of here. I know I live here.
I would
walk straight out
say...
the door if you mention David Hayes' name.
No, I wasn't going to mention David Hayes' name.
Alright.
I was going to say Shades of Ali.
Shades of Ali.
Serious? Oh, God.
No, listen...
Mick Hennessy thinks everything.
Mick Hennessy famously claimed there was Shades of Ali after he fought Joseph Parker, didn't he? Fucking nuts. Yeah, listen, I think it was a good fight. It was an interesting fight. It wasn't like a great spectacle because it was one-sided. But I think, man, Hughie Fury moves really well.
Why was Trunk so short, man? That fucking offends me.
Leave him. I'm a fan of the...
Yeah, he's got them.
Yeah.
No, but see,
I like his shorts actually. Yeah. And I swear they're velvet as well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They are.
I like
You have to remember who won.
I thought I picked the wrong fight. Shit.
But I think his footwork is really good, man. I like the way he switches up the footwork, back, forward, lateral movement. I love the way, I tweeted about it last night, I love the way he just does this mad, like, backwards lean. Like, his upper body just does this mad lean. And he can't, like, Sexton's obviously, as we've spoke about, Sexton's limited, and he's probably not the best at judging range compared to other fighters at the top level, but you see him do it against Parker as well. He doesn't put his hands up all the time in this old-fashioned stance. His upper body just slips out, leans backwards, and then nobody really connects.
That is probably where Mick Hennessy's talking about Shades of Ali, because Ali used to do that.
Are you not really
no,
justifying?
No, but I'm just saying that's
you.
a trait that Ali used to do.
Yeah, he did
just
the rope-a-dope.
he
did the rope-a-dope.
lean back and they would miss by just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So.
And that's exactly what it is.
Mate, let's hope that's what he was getting.
No, it must be. And he is, to be honest, he's quite a good mover.
I think he's a very good mover.
He's a great boxer.
He is. He's exceptional at that. I mean, there's not many heavyweights that move like that. Him and Tyson are probably the best two.
Definitely.
But there's question marks, and on one hand they're giving it to me. He's only 23, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're right. He's 23. Let's let him learn. And on the other hand, you're saying, but then he's not ready. He's above British level. We're moving on now. So you can't do that. I want to see who the best in Britain is, and you're not allowing that to happen.
I think we're at a time right now where there's a lot of heavyweights in the UK that are on the rise at the same time, and they're all spread out in terms of promoters. So you're always going to find it hard to put these guys against each other because they've all got their own interests at heart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Joe Joyce is tearing it up down one side. Fury's making this comeback on the other side. Hughie's running through the middle. Then you've got your Joshuas and your Whites and these guys as well.
Like Dubois and Gormans.
Exactly. So it's so spread out just now. It's going to be hard to get.
But Hughie, I don't think he should have dropped back down to
British level
because he just fought for a world title. I think he should have at least maybe gone because he's alright. He's won the British, but like you said, he hasn't really fought the top British kind of guy. So even though he's got the British title, I wouldn't say he's the cream of the crop in Britain. Like,
but was Dillian White any different? For Ian Lewison, who had been on KFC for a couple months.
But Joshua, I would say, Dillian's probably up there. Like,
no, but I mean for the British title. So he only fought once for the British title. He fought Ian Lewison, who was out of shape. So I don't know how different that is.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It is a good point. But even the Derek Chisora, I'd like to see him against Hughie Fury. Do you know what I mean? I want to see Hughie tested.
Yeah.
I want to see if he dispatches a Chisora the way he did a Sexton, then I'm gonna be with him. But
he's up there,
I don't believe he would do that to Derek. I don't believe he could do that to Joyce. So these guys,
I don't think he's going to knock them out. I don't think he's going to knock them out. But I think he could play with him movement wise and outbox him. You don't think he could outbox Chisora?
No, he could. Chisora's a plodder.
And I like Chisora, but
Derek is a perfect test for anyone. Because if you come through him, you've done well because you know how tough the man is.
Of course, he's very, very tough.
So, but I'd like to see, it's got to be some sort of fight. He shouldn't have had the world title fight when he got it. Who did he beat for that? To get the eliminate. It wasn't even a final eliminator.
Fred
Cassie.
Yeah,
So Cassie is not the gateway to a world title. So the argument that he shouldn't have had the world title fight when he had it.
But the only reason he only came on the back of a Cassie win was because Ruiz Jr. got upgraded for a shot because he had signed to fight Ruiz Jr. No. So Fury was ready to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. wasn't shying away from that, and then Ruiz got upgraded to a shot, so he didn't really have an option. Yeah. So it wasn't for the want of not having a good fight. You know what I mean? He did try and make that fight, but obviously circumstances get in the way.
So what do you want now? If you're as a fan of Hughie, like you're a big fan of him.
I am now. Yeah.
What do you want to see him do next? Who do you want to see him in there with next?
You have to it's almost like you have to separate reality from what you would like to happen as well. Because I'd love to see him fight Joyce, but I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah. What about Dillian? I'd like to see him.
I think that's a step back for Dillian though.
Yeah, Dillian's on the fringe of that fight.
He's like number one WBC. So I think I'd like to see him in there against the Derek Chisora.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I wouldn't be mad seeing him in there fighting. Try to think of other heavyweights, man. He's not going to fight Nathan Gorman because they're mates. Dave Allen?
I think that's way too much of a step back. I can't lie.
Yeah?
Yeah. It is.
I think he needs to have another solid domestic or just above domestic.
That's my point. Yeah. That's what I don't think at this minute this British title means fucking anything in this country, and it's annoying me.
In some divisions.
No, I'm talking about the heavyweights. Oh yeah, now some divisions it's but the heavyweight division, it seems that they win the British as part of the journey. It's nothing. No. Now I can't be a hypocrite because I don't also believe in this sort of weird myth of winning it outright means something.
Nah, look at Bradley Ski.
Exactly.
How long did he have the British title, and then he steps up, goes overseas, and look what's happened. So
that's my point. That's exactly the point, that you can stay too long, 100%. And then it passes you by. Yeah. But I'd like Hughie to have one. He's got so much time. I'd like him to maybe fight a Chisora, maybe fight it's hard to make them when they're mates and stuff. I know the Gormans but let's have one or two more at British level.
So who else is there though?
So if I'm taking out Chisora, will be my first choice.
Right. So if it's not Chisora, and you take out the promotional aspects or where everybody is, like if their league's above, there's hardly anyone at that level. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Because even your Dubois, it's not going to happen.
No, they're not going to put Dubois in with Hughie. It's difficult. I ain't a matchmaker, but I want to see something that I go, you know what, win that and you've done well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. AJ Carter.
Fuck's sake.
Poor AJ.
Oh, Jesus Christ. AJ Carter.
What is he doing now?
I don't want to speculate on what's going on.
We'll tell you after the
I don't want to talk about it. Fucking hell, man. Fuck AJ Carter's manager, man. That's a crazy, crazy career. Fighting Dubois for that money, man, when he's already been brutally knocked out. Savage, man. That's the guy supposed to have your back. Fuck that guy.
Where do you go next if you're Sam Sexton? Retire?
Yeah, have to.
Won the British.
Have to.
How old is Sam?
33.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, he's actually
he's
fairly
still quite young, man.
Yeah,
He
but
could be a guy for the Gormans and the Dubois to fight.
Yeah, definitely.
does he give any credence to you though? Do you go, oh mate, I should come off a great win against Sam Sexton?
But it's a former British champ who's fought all these guys, and
Eddie could sell it.
yeah,
come on, Joshua did it when he fought.
He did all of them. He did Skelton,
exactly.
he did Sprott, he
exactly.
did the whole circuit of the Brits.
I think he would be like good bait for
good bait,
the Dubois and the ones.
Yeah,
definitely. I think so.
What's your view, Dan, on winning titles and vacating titles straight away? I know we touched on it a little bit. Is there a point in fighting for it for these guys, or are they just doing it so they can have a belt for a couple of weeks?
I think there is a point because it gives you more pulling power in, like just maybe your next fight or whatnot, and obviously in the rankings. But if it's gonna stop you from making a fight, like you know, some people they don't like the belt. You can sometimes the belt's not worth the actual fight. Like the fight is more important. So if you have to vacate a title to make a good fight, then yeah, why not? Definitely. Yeah.
There's also the time it happens a lot with Eddie and your good friend Lawrence Okoli, right? When he fought Isaac Chamberlain, didn't really need a title, didn't it?
No,
did it?
exactly.
It was only added the last week, wasn't it?
They added it for
it
what
doesn't
reason?
need to be there. Yeah, exactly. So that's like that's a good example.
It was a WBA international, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's on the line as well against
Watkins,
Luke Watkins. So,
Commonwealth and WBA international.
So,
good fight that, like that.
Yeah,
I like that fight.
Very, very good fight. That's
a Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah,
6th of June. Yeah, no, good fight. But yeah, my point. You're right. Belts are kind of in some ways becoming irrelevant until you get up to the level of world titles. Yeah. You know what I mean? All these internationals and these fucking, was it East, West? What is that?
Those belts, they kind of make me sick, but I understand they get you in that governing body, it puts you like in a certain ranking, like or whatnot. But I like the idea of going and collecting each belt like old school, like what Tyson did and stuff like that. I like that, like how Joshua's doing it. Like I actually like that, but yeah, in terms of if you've got like one belt and then it's stopping maybe another fight or something, another champion don't want to fight you, and that's rubbish. Like Golovkin, I like the fact he's trying to get every belt.
Yeah.
That's just savage. Like he wants all the belts and say yes, I'm the king. I like that. So in terms of belts, I like that idea when it comes to belts.
I think it depends on who you have behind you.
Do you know the person that makes belts the most irrelevant thing in the world? Canelo, man.
Yeah, they just
he does, isn't it?
Goes up, wins one, fucks it off, changes weight.
Exactly.
Wins it, changes weight again.
Then they make a new belt for him, the Cinco de Mayo belt. And
did you see the blue one?
What the fuck, bro? I was like, what?
It's like when they did the money belt for.
God. I'm telling you, bro, that Mauricio Sulaiman for the WBC is some closet fashion designer.
I'm gonna be honest. The belt KSI won by beating up that other YouTuber was probably better than that Cinco de Mayo.
Serious?
It's pointless. It's just, I mean, you win one white collar fight and give yourself a title belt. Is what KSI did. Yeah. So what's the difference, right? I mean, the reason I say I believe it depends who you got behind me. Like I said, Eddie put that WBA international just because it then gave a ranking and a little bit more to that fight.
Of course.
But then you got guys like a good friend of mine, Lerone Richards.
Shout out Lerone, justice for Lerone.
Good friend of mine, sick of the way he's treated. I think he's treated like shit.
Yeah, what is happening? Because he's a talent, man. I remember from
I
back
believe
in the
he's
day,
one of the biggest
from the
talents.
amateurs, he was sick. I remember even when he first turned pro, like Brian, my trainer, Shaughnessy, used to make me sparring. He was sick, man. Like he's a really sick. Southpaw.
Lerone's been on here.
Nightmare for everyone, and I don't understand.
6'2" super middle or something.
But this is what I'm saying about social media. He hasn't really got like a following or social media presence, but he's really good. Do you know what I'm saying?
My problem with Lerone is he's too nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what your?
Do you think he needs to start calling out people?
I would, and you know why?
Yeah.
I'm going to touch on your
I know
boy
you're
Umar.
gonna say,
I love
yeah,
Umar.
Yeah.
Umar don't give a fuck.
because he knows that. Listen, I need to do something to like.
Umar and
create
Dan
some
will be
sort of-
cracking
yeah.
me up.
Like
Listen,
seriously.
you little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? Because he knew Daryl Williams would buy it.
Yeah,
I get on well with
yeah.
Daryl as well. So I'm in the middle.
I've known Daryl since like from school days.
Daryl was
like,
at my
so,
second ever interview.
He's fucking brilliant.
Daryl's a savage.
Yeah,
the thing is,
definitely.
so he knew he'd buy it.
Yeah,
so
of
Umar
course.
went on him
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
Whereas Lerone,
Has Daryl actually responded or anything?
he called him a bitch, didn't he?
Oh,
Is it?
Oh, they've been going back and forth
Yeah.
non-stop.
You're lying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see that.
Like some of the comments.
I bet you that's going to
brilliant.
be a fight. Watch. I bet
This
you
is
it's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
watch,
Umar
watch.
is 2-0.
No,
He's got
no,
his
no.
third fight in June,
Yeah.
and he's now getting close
he
to that.
knows what. Trust me. He knows
He's
this
a
is
smart
what you
guy,
got
man.
to. Yeah, no,
He
this
is.
is what you got to do to get yourself in those positions, and he believes like he could go in and fight someone like Daryl and win. So no,
It's intelligent, but Lerone for me is one of the best boxers in this country, and he's looking for mate. I speak to him all the time, and he believes his time's going to come. People look at the fact that he won the WBO European, and they can use it against him as if that's the level. Mate, he wants everyone.
Yeah.
He wants to fight everyone.
so what's
not being
holding him?
pushed.
What's holding him?
So he's not a knockout artist.
Yeah.
He's I'm going to say 11-0, 12-0, and like
Yeah.
3 knockouts. He's about the skills. He's a boxer. He's a
of
beautiful
course.
boxer. He's not a knockout artist. He's not loud.
Yeah.
He doesn't call people out. He's not aggressive.
Very quiet
He
and
quiet, lovely man. He needs to be. You know what? Fuck him. Fuck them. Fuck. I would at this point. But he just says to me. I spoke to him a week ago. He's like, my time will come.
Yeah.
I believe my time will come. He believes in his ability.
Yeah.
And
But you know what,
he
man? Is
should do.
like the flip side of that is as much as you can bide your time and your time will come, you can also fizzle into irrelevance.
Yeah, of course.
Which is
100%.
hard, man. If you're not in the eye, you're not doing these bits and pieces,
Yeah.
man. Your time might come in
Of
6
course.
months' time, but no one knows who the fuck you are.
You are.
If there was
Exactly.
any further proof needed of how bad they treat him, he's good friends with Billy Joe Saunders, right?
Yeah.
So he could have been on that card either time. They sent him to Liverpool to fight at 6:30, 7 p.m. on a Neil Marsh show.
Yeah. Do you know what was? I even saw him one time on a MTK show. Yeah, like he was on first.
Because he wants to fight. He wants to stay
I was
busy.
Like, what is? Yeah, do you know what I was like? What's going on here? Like, this is Lorraine. Like, do you know what I mean?
Crazy, man.
It's a travesty, mate.
But he's had a lot of issues with management and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's
no,
lost
I've heard
a lot.
about that.
He's
as
lost
well.
time in his career because of bad management.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of tell how you should play it. And what's the right
That's
thing
what I
to
was
do.
saying. Like, just the other day, I tweeted. You know, I've only been a pro like since December. 6 months, 5 months. I'm realizing it's so important to have the right people around you, man. Because, do you know what I'm saying? Just one decision can mess you up for a long time, and this is a young man's sport. So you got to be very, you just got to be very acute with the decisions you make and the things you do. So yeah,
Definitely.
You sent out a few vicious tweets last night.
That's the jab to take you around the world, baby. What is up with that fucking guy, man? Paul Dempsey.
How does he get so much work, bro?
What? Listen, let's address this for the start, right? Because I sent out a few tweets, and then I seen a few people on Twitter going, "People need to get a life if they're criticising this show." Listen, I don't have a fucking life. Right? I'm a bank manager and I've got Wi-Fi. What the fuck do you want me to do? That guy's awful, man. He's looking down at the teleprompter to look for people's names, so he's unprepared, man. Doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just talking absolute shit with Richie Woodall, who's also a bit of a fucking joker as well. Savannah Marshall's on. Savannah Marshall's on, and Paul Dempsey 100 times is like, yeah, it's kind of like what Richie used to teach you. I was like, Richie used to clean the fucking floors in TV. Richie never taught her fuck all. Richie gave her a lift to the station and that was it. Fucking Richie. Carry my sweat bucket, Richie. He doesn't fucking know, but they just kept driving it home. Yeah, you know what it's like, Sav. What was it like, Sav? Savannah Marshall's like, what the fuck are these two? She's looking at Richie Woodall like she's just met the cunt.
What's your name again?
You know what Richie used to teach you all them things. She's like, Richie looks like a sex offender I used to know. And so he's looking down at the teleprompt, doesn't know what's happening, keeps calling Clarissa May Shields. One lady, Clarissa May Shields.
What was that?
I don't even think Clarissa Shields knows that's her middle name. I think he's just made it up. He's just talking absolute shit. Every bit of analysis, he's like waffling, like just talking rubbish. He does backstage interviews with Sexton and Fury, just talking shit. And he's almost insulting because his intelligence is so low when it comes to boxing. Then the post-fight, he starts like it seems like he's antagonising Hughie Fury and Peter Fury.
Yep.
Is it fair to say that people thought you were living off the name? No, that's very unfair to say, you fucking fake-haired cunt. How is this guy in a job, man? I don't understand.
Not just on Channel 5, he does BT as well.
I don't get it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't have a clue what he's talking about.
He's the definition of robbing a living.
It's just his knowledge is so bad. He's like, is it fair to say, Hughie, your career was on the line tonight? No, mate. I was fighting Sam Sexton and I've lost once in a world title fight. Yeah, and I'm fucking 23.
Exactly.
Do you reckon it's the old mates club? Do you reckon it's one of them where
must be
they go so far back?
He must know some shit about Frank Warren back in the day.
That was a Hennessy show, you cunt.
Well, he must just get gigs on BT, ain't he?
Yeah, his mates. I reckon they've all got shit on each other. They
must just know some trade secrets.
Yeah, it must be because I don't know.
Awful.
I think it's bad enough Richie Woodall gets about, but Paul Dempsey is just horrific. And who told him that hair looked good?
He's got so much hair.
Fuck me.
He's got so much hair.
The geezer needs to get to.
Do you know what he looks like?
Is it real? It's just a syrup stuck on the top.
Do you know what he looks like? He looks like a model that trainee hairdressers would use before they start cutting it. He looks like a fucking hedgehog if it swallowed a firework. I don't know what the fuck's up with the guy. He's a joke, man, and I'll never ever watch any of his presenting again because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
God.
I'm legitimately it's really weird to do, but I've started watching fights on silent.
I quite like watching fights on silent.
And whether I've got something else on in the background, music on, I just can't listen to these people because it's all for their own. Like Sky are the worst for it by a million miles. It's for their own agenda. They talk on their own agenda. That's why I like what MTK are doing. Obviously, they televise on IFL, so they have different commentators and
of course.
So you get like some of the fighters will be slightly different opinion than that. And
yeah,
I just hate the bullshit the way it's shoved down our throats. And you're right. You tweeted something as well, which I agreed with. Just because it's on television doesn't make it good. We can't just stick with this, but it's free boxing shit. Because if you're gonna go with that, mate, if I turned on that and I wasn't into boxing, I see that tramp Kerry Katona fucking jumping around the gaff, and then this cunt with an hedgehog stuck to his forehead talking about your what are you fucking watching, bruv?
You have a response. That's what I tweeted. I said you have a responsibility. If you have prime time terrestrial TV slots, you have a responsibility to put on decent content. Not because we're not happy with average content, but because the whole point of terrestrial TV is it grabs people in. It brings people in who don't have to pay for sport. So if you're offering the product and it's so fucking mediocre until the main event, people aren't going to watch it again, man. And you're missing the whole point. The whole point is that you can access everybody for free. You're just fucking it up. I thought the presenting was awful, man.
Why do you think they do this? Like have like shit on the cards, shit like what?
Must be money.
Money, It's you look at Hennessy. Like I said, I'm surprised he has any money left. I mean, I've heard fighters haven't been paid in the past. That you hear a lot of shit. So
Shane Singleton came out.
Yeah,
still hasn't been paid.
Said he still ain't been paid.
September or something.
But then Hennessy's got a show. Why is that allowed to happen? Why has someone not said, "Nah, hold up, mate. If you ain't paying Hughie Fury X amount and Sam Sexton to come and fight for when there's a man who ain't been paid from 6 months ago, or whatever."
He's probably still waiting on that Pink Tyson dollar coming in from that $1.99 YouTube pay-per-view. Did you buy that?
He probably bought that down.
No, allow me, man. I thought maybe there was a chance he might win it. And that would be good if, like,
it was close, man.
Yeah, exactly. Did you think he performed better than Joshua did against Parker?
I think it's a totally different style, isn't it? Totally different style. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, it's different. Obviously, Parker was on the back foot against Joshua, but on the front foot against Hughie. But I don't know. With Hughie and Parker, I just thought Hughie didn't press enough. Like it's like he was trying to steal the belt instead of, you know what, I'm coming in, I'm taking it off.
If he'd let the hands go like he did last night, but again, a level of opposition doesn't always allow that. That's what I'm saying. Like, he let the hands go last night, which was good to see. But when he goes up the levels, he needs to keep doing that. So,
got a question from Paul Altai. Shout out Paul Altai. Must be about time you come back for a show, mate, down in London. If you were a promoter who had a TV platform, would you pay that bit extra to have a knowledgeable and quality presenting team? I'll just chip in. No, I really enjoyed the presenting team. You have to, man.
The thing is, Channel 5, so they're now showing Cyclone. They had a Haymaker show. Hennessy last night. They're picking up what they can, right? So Channel 5 must make the decisions, right? Rather than the promoter, Channel 5 must go, our presenting team is Dempsey and Woodall. But why? Because they obviously go, they've been around the sport a long time. That's it. I look at them like I look at Bunsey. Dinosaur. Things have changed, man.
Yeah, of course. You've got to move with the times.
Things have changed. You can't just go, well, he's been doing this for 50 years. Oh, great. I don't care. Sorry, the game's different now. Like, it's like asking Frank Warren to explain Twitter to you.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. You know what I mean? And that's why Eddie's taken over, because he understands the way it's changed.
He moves with the times.
Yes, he moves with the times.
That's why it's
and these guys don't. And maybe that's part of the reason they stick with Dempsey and Woodall, because they assume that you know, he's been there for 15 years now, so it doesn't...
Who would you have, Dan, if you could pick a lead presenter?
Craig Scott and Sam O'Reilly. Can you imagine?
A lead presenter. I'm not good looking enough for TV, man.
Face for it. I know, they have subtitles as well.
Stick to the podcast.
Do you know how already I've got someone who Naz.
Yeah.
Naz
You
is
can't have
hilarious.
Naz. I think you should quit. I think you should call it.
You know how funny he was?
I love that's funny, man.
Nah, I said this guy needs to present more. I don't care what he says. He's too funny. They need someone who will be the opposite to him, and like so they clash. Like where you got him, he's the black. Nah, just outright saying what he wants.
See, pundit, I'd have Duke McKenzie.
He's very good.
I think Duke McKenzie.
He speaks sense as well.
He's intelligent. He speaks sense.
I like Duke.
He's not too fucking. Like, he's not Naz. He's not gonna just call it. I think he should just. Go. But then who would present it? Who would you have present? Because they're pundits. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have them stand with a mic and that. Anyone but Paul
I quite like the boy that does Sky, Andy Scott.
Andy Scott, yeah.
Not Andy Clark, the commentator.
Andy Scott isn't the one who does the post fights in the ring.
Yeah.
Don't like him. He sometimes I don't like his line of questioning. Why is he questioning David Hay? Were you injured? But just tell it. I'm going to ask you again. Shut your mouth.
Who's the one that was that did the post interview for Joshua after he beat Parker?
Was that Fraser Dainton?
That kept on asking him also.
That might have been him again.
Kept asking about Deontay, and you could tell Joshua was just getting peed off. That guy is quite annoying.
As long as it isn't that fucking northern bird that does #Tour. You joined us today on #Tour. So Spencer, tell us. Fuck off. Who gave her a job?
I've got Anthony Joshua here. Anthony, everybody wants to know, what's your birthday?
She was the one as well when Joshua fought Klitschko, the biggest fight of his life. She's in the changing room with him. So Anthony, you're about to fight Mr. Klitschko.
Are you nervous?
Fucking brilliant.
Who gave her that gig?
Oh man. And then what do you make of Macklin's bud? Anna Woolhouse.
She ain't bad.
She's alright.
She's alright. Yeah, she's alright.
She does the job, doesn't she? The American bud's quite good. That does all the top rank stuff. Christina Poincher or whatever she's called.
Don't know her.
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
I just want to look at the presenters and not think, mate, I want to slap you so hard. You're annoying.
When it comes to me, it's just character.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, like a presenter that's just got a bit of character and it doesn't look like.
You want them to be knowledgeable as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you need them to? Do you need the presenter to be knowledgeable?
Do you want him to keep looking down at the fucking teleprompter when it says Sav Marshall? And, you know,
he has to know how to read. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But
I'm out.
Yeah, it's interesting because Paul makes a good point. Obviously, you'd have to pay a little bit extra, but
who would have to pay extra? If it's terrestrial television,
I'm sure
the money will come out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Paul Dempsey's probably on top dollar.
That's so sick, isn't it?
He probably nicks top dollar. He probably made last night more than most of the fighters on the card, bar Hughie.
Much do you think he made for that last night?
See, I don't know.
$5,000?
5 bags, yeah. I'd say he picked up 5 bags when this opponent for Savannah Marshall looked like she'd been paid in like food stamps. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe she earned a penny, but she got a Burger King on the way home.
Based on her fucking physique, that was a lot of food stamps.
Yeah. Says me, he's 3 stone over my fight weight. Yeah, that fat. But I'm not an athlete. I'm not in the rings claiming to be an athlete. That's the problem.
Exactly. So just get off his case.
Yeah, I'm just a site manager on the railway. Perfect physique for my job. Don't worry about
it. Another question on the Fury card, just while we're talking about it. Dan Frost, my man Dan Frost. Team Fury certainly looked like they'd worked on a few things last night, most notably the punching power. Certainly above British level. We've just spoke about that. But realistically, is he winning a world title in today's active heavyweight scene? Dan?
Actually, he could, you know. I think... Actually, no, he can't. Actually, no, he could. So I tell you what, I have a feeling if Joshua doesn't fight Deontay Wilder soon and get all the belts, I can see Joshua just starting to vacate them because he's starting to become bigger than the belts anyway.
Yeah.
And I saw something. He pays friggin' so much for the sanctioning fees. It's crazy.
The IBF's is the highest, is it the high, or WBO's the highest, isn't it?
Yes.
So I can see him soon thinking, "No, so this man, like I ain't got time. Maybe just have one belt and that's about it."
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point. I believe he wants to be undisputed, but what do you do when you're undisputed? You can't keep all the belts.
Yeah.
So they'll start being moved around everywhere. You're right, 100%. And in that case, I mean that's how they all got their belts anyway. Let's be honest. They took Tyson's belts.
That's true.
So that's how Parker got the belt, etc. So yeah, that could be the way you could do it.
Say he won all the belts and he gave up 3 of the 4
And
belts.
kept his favourite,
Right?
the
Who's-
IBO.
Yeah, but who would you pair up for the 3 belts? Do you know what I mean? So who would you have? You know they've done it with Crawford's vacated all his belts.
Yeah.
Who would you pair up for the belts then?
In an ideal world, or you'd have to look at their rankings,
You'd
wouldn't
be
you?
realistic about it, right? So you'd probably put
I'll put Gerald Miller against someone,
Right.
and against Dillian White. I think that.
Jarrell Dillion's a good one for a title.
I like that fight.
I'd put maybe Hughie against Pulev could be for a title.
Yeah. Or
Hughie against Povetkin.
Povetkin, Hughie, yeah.
It's a good fight.
And then Parker would probably get another shot.
Deservedly.
Yeah, Parker would get another shot. So
Against Pulev or whoever else.
Whoever-
Ortiz. or
yeah,
whoever else.
whoever was not going to bat still.
So, and you forgot Big Tyson as well whenever he gets back to...
It's a good. Can you imagine we get to a place where Anthony has to give up his belts? He's already won the undisputed, so you could have Wilder against Hughie for the WBC that's now vacant.
Yeah.
Tyson against Povetkin for the WBA, and then I don't know
Dillian Joshua.
Dillian and Dillian and Joshua again. Listen, it could
So
happen.
that's what I'm saying. Like a Dillian versus Joshua, that don't need a belt. That
Doesn't need a
that I think
Yeah.
that's a huge fight to build up everything. So
Yeah, it's getting it right. I mean, Dillian will fight anyone. But we've said this a million times.
Yeah.
But I also believe he wants to be world champ. That's his
Big time.
That's his number one. You know what I mean?
but I don't think he's gonna become. Actually, no, he could. But I don't think. I think he's gonna take another loss before he becomes.
Yeah?
Do you?
Yeah. World
Who do you think
champion.
beats him?
I think Povetkin could beat him.
Nah, I don't think Povetkin.
He got
beats
hurt
him.
by an old David
Yeah.
Price, man.
I
Did he-
reckon.
maybe not hurt, but he got moved.
I think
Povetkin's a-
Ortiz beats him.
Povetkin's a much better boxer than Dillian White.
I think Ortiz is washed now.
Do you?
Yeah.
That took a lot out of him.
If he was younger, he would have got Wilder out there, and that's
Yeah, the
what
seventh
was it?
round.
Seventh,
Yeah. I don't know how he didn't. But,
Wilder was all over the place,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah,
He
he was
was-
flap, yeah. But then
he was
Wilder
gone.
showed the heart and come back, which
yeah.
can't ask for more. But yeah, Ortiz, I don't think is going to be a world champ.
I think
Yeah, he's
Povetkin-
probably
I
had
think
his chance,
Povetkin
innit?
fucking beats Dillian White, man.
Yeah.
Nah. I
Olympic
fancy it.
Olympic gold medalist. The
I
only
thought-
person he's lost to is Klitschko.
I thought what's his name was gonna beat him.
Big
Price.
Pricey.
Yeah. I was hoping he was gonna beat him because
Yeah.
then maybe there might be an MTK show and then I get to be on the undercard or
Yeah.
something. But I thought he was gonna beat him, but he just I don't know with Tyson. I mean with Price, it looks like he just hasn't got confidence or something.
Yeah.
Like he's shying away, like he's gun shy. I don't know
Nice
what it
boxer
is.
for 2 or 3 rounds, and then it
Yeah, I don't know.
You know when he cracked Povetkin with that bun right in the bottom of the
Yeah.
chin, man, and rocked him? That was like a bird going like that to you. Do you want to come back to mine for like a cup of tea?
Yeah, yeah.
And then she actually puts the fucking kettle on. You're like, really? I'm having a cup of tea? And then she just sends you home, man. That's what that was like. Shout out all the cups of tea out there.
Yeah.
But
That don't even make no sense.
Tetley's,
I'm coughing.
Tetley's
mate.
all day.
I'm a coughing, man.
Yeah, let's move on from this Hughie Fury card. A good performance by Hughie. Interesting times ahead, man.
Yep, let's move on. Lomachenko, Linares.
Woo!
What a fight that was, man.
Brilliant.
So let's start at before the fight, right? Let's be honest. It was a massive underdog, and he was the world champion, Linares.
I don't think the bookies' odds reflected realistically how much of an underdog
He was a bit harsh.
like 7-1 or
Yeah,
something.
it's a bit harsh.
So who was the favourite?
Lomachenko, yeah.
That Linares 7-1. That's
To
crazy odds,
defend,
man.
yeah, it's mental. But is that the ceiling of Lomachenko? Before we talk about everything he does good and how beautiful he is, right? Did you expect him to get hit as much as he did?
Yeah.
You did?
Yep.
I didn't.
Linares is so quick.
Yeah. And the way he flows, I definitely thought he was going to get.
I thought it was going to be easier for Lomachenko.
Did
than
you?
it was. I thought Linares was past his best. He probably still is, but I didn't think he had that in him. To especially dropping him. Fuck it, no.
Nice little shot that.
Straight right, bam through the guard.
I mean, it's so quick.
That was a bit of a bit lazy from Lomachenko to walk in a straight line towards him.
Yeah, but you know what? He had like 2 or 3 rounds on the bounce where he was doing whatever he wanted.
Such confidence
Yeah.
and kind of great fight. Right, so if we we look at that fight and the scorecards, right?
Yes.
Let's imagine it had gone 12 rounds. There's a possibility it would have been given as a draw.
Yep. Do you know what the scorecards were then? So Lee Eaton posted it earlier on. At the time of the stoppage, after 9 scored rounds, one judge had Lomachenko up 2 rounds.
Okay.
One judge had it a draw.
Yeah.
And one judge had Linares up 2 rounds.
Oh wow.
So they were really split on the score. I don't know how you make an argument for Linares being up 2 rounds. I can make an argument for a draw with a knockdown at the time of the stoppage, but yeah, interesting.
Was Linares busy enough? Because he didn't.
He won the first round clearly.
Yeah. He won the first.
And then he scored the stoppage, so that's 3 points.
Yeah, but in the rest of it, I don't know if it was the fact that Lomachenko's feet are so good. It kind of deceives people. Like the time you usually see him throw his straight right, he never did, apart from when he dropped him, obviously. But it was great timing. But how do you get timing against Lomachenko?
I'm going to say this right now, and if anybody wants to take a piss at me or have a go at me, then no problem. If he has another 3 years fighting at that level, 2 or 3 years fighting at that level, and doesn't have to win every fight, but maybe loses one, but fights all these top guys and keeps improving on those performances, he'll be the best boxer we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever. He's
Nobody
fights like him, man. Nobody moves like him. His footwork is just on a different level. He bamboozles people. He makes people quit. His training regimes are insane. He's going across the ring on handstand, but then jumping into knuckles, then hands, then knuckles, then hands. Then he's punching a bottle of water in the fucking sky. Like, he's different, man.
He is different.
And you take it, you have to, I know it's professional boxing we're talking about, you have to take into account that amateur record.
Of course.
397 fights.
Just one loss.
Just lost one.
Yeah.
And then went and beat that guy twice.
Yeah.
He is fucking incredible, man.
Oh,
he's incredible. And I was there when he fought Rigondo, and he's just chilled the whole time.
Yeah.
He confuses me. You know, when you watch him and you just think, how do you do these things, man? Like,
well, his dad, what did they say? His dad took him dance class. Like,
made him give up boxing. He couldn't box for 3 years. He had to go to Ukrainian dancing.
Yeah. And that's where the footwork comes from.
You fancy it?
Yeah.
But Ukrainian dance?
No, but footwork's so important, man, and that's like it's showing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the way he's in and out of range, he's here, then he's not there.
It's those little pivots around the side.
Yeah,
he always finds himself around the side.
Yeah,
and I think that's what makes these boxers quick, you know, because it's like I can't hit this guy, and I'm getting hit so easy. I just think, what's the point? There's no like, do you know what I mean? Because it's not like he's got mad crazy power or anything.
Nah, it's
but it just
accumulation.
makes you think. What's the point? Like
3 minutes of just going out and getting punched.
Getting punched.
There was the end of one of the rounds. It might have been after he got knocked down. Actually, so the 8th or the 9th, and he doesn't even look like he's throwing with power. Sometimes he's just throwing, say, 10 punches from different angles. So you see Linares throw up his left hand, and then it's a right hook. As he does it, it's a right uppercut. Then it's a right over the top.
It's like the stoppage.
It's just fucking mental.
The stoppage, he's throwing uppercuts and hooks, and he comes out with a stinging fucking shot to the liver.
Yeah.
And you're just like, where did that come from, man? And it takes a few replays for you to watch it and go, oh shit.
Yeah. Because a few people went straight to the Linares quick, didn't they? They thought,
Because I'm not even gonna lie. That's what I thought. I thought, oh, come on, man, you can. He just didn't really. But then when I watched a couple replays, I was like,
see their argument as well. He stood up on the 9 or the 10 and walked to his corner. Then it's done. Maybe he could have put his gloves up, but wait, listen.
I'm fed up with that argument after Jamie Cox as well, man. When Jamie Cox
stood up on
tried to stand up on 10, and then started complaining about it. Motherfucker, are you dyslexic?
I'm sure when you stand up on 9, that's
you got to be up on 8 with your
you
gloves.
stand up on 9, you're up on 10. 10's the count out. You don't get
10.11
just before 11. Okay, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
He's incredible. Lomachenko is fucking incredible.
What do you do
pound
next?
for pound? The best now.
Got to be. I mean, if it's a shame that Crawford's big, just slightly bigger. Can you imagine Crawford?
What about
and Lomachenko?
Crawford would.
He's too big. I mean, he won everything at 140 pound. He gave it all up. He's now fighting at. He's going to beat Horn for his welterweight. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on? Because you're a big Mikey Garcia fan. He's a boy.
Yeah.
Mikey, 3-weight world champ, 2.5 years out the ring. 4-weight now. 4-weight now.
What's your view on him against Lomachenko?
Don't want to see it, man. It confuses me to think about.
Like a good fight, though, man.
It would be a great fight. What weight would you do it at?
You need to do it 140, 130.
Do you think Lomachenko can go
Yeah, I
above
don't think
135?
Lomachenko
I
can
think
go
he-
above 135. You know.
Listen, I
That's
think he
what-
will.
Or if he does, he's getting dropped more than once.
Depends who he fights, though, doesn't it? 'Cause
If
the-
he
the
fights
belts-
Mikey at 140 and he gets connected on a way, he ain't. I'm
The
sorry.
belts at 140 are all spread out, so you've got like Ramirez as a WBC champion.
Yeah.
He beat Ramirez probably.
So they're talking. Mikey's about to have a unification fight.
Robert Easter.
Robert Easter.
He'll fucking smash
Yeah,
Robert
no,
Easter.
yeah.
Easy, man.
So
I think
4-weight
he's
world
a
champ.
champion.
About to unify this belt.
Rate.
I don't think Lomachenko can go up 5 more pounds.
Apparently, after rehydration, he was only 138.
138.
Is
with
he?
Linares
Is that-
at
Linares was
152.
152 afterwards. There's a stone between
Wow.
So
them.
his rehydration isn't at.
Yeah, he's
like, super lightweight.
Basically, he's a small guy.
But he's
Yeah.
still got the stoppage.
Yeah.
He's still won
Yeah.
and
So
got
that
the
just
stoppage
shows.
Yeah, it's true.
against a guy who's 10 pounds heavier than 140.
Exactly.
And bearing in mind, Mikey came from feather, super feather. Well, no, was he feather? No, he was super feather, light, super light. No, he's not welterweight. So yeah, he's
Is he
full.
like welterweight? No, he's
No, he's never been at
he is
147.
4-weight. He is 4-weight. I'm
So,
sure.
so it's feather, super feather, light, and super light.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, mate.
yeah.
I
But
mean-
Mikey started a lot younger than Lomachenko
He
did.
did. He had 2.5 years out of the ring though because of contract dispute
Yeah.
with Top Rank. He could pretty much fight anywhere now, and we're going to touch a little bit about Eddie's deal in America
Yes,
and what
yes,
this could
yes.
mean. But I think is it a good fight or is Mikey too big? I don't know.
I think it's a good fight.
I
I
think
think
it's a good
Mikey
fight
moves
as
very
well.
well as well. When you watch him against Latacanan, he almost demonstrated similar sort of pivoting
Yeah.
movements. Not the same, but when he finished them with that combination against the Jesus Christ, man. That
Like,
was
his
fucking-
legs were crossed and he just
Oh.
fucking ate that shot.
Well, like that's a good shot, but is he dead? He might be dead. Dan, what's your opinion on weight? Like you are obviously light heavy.
Yeah.
Was it always destined that you were going to be light heavy? Could you have cut down, put some on? What's the? Because you're not the tallest.
Do you know what? I have this conversation with Adrian quite often. You know, another boxer from Essex.
Adrian
Shout out
Martin.
Adrian
Yeah.
Martin.
Shout out A-Star. He's out
Yeah,
next
okay.
Saturday, isn't
Podcast regular, yeah,
he?
19th.
He's on Goodwin show next Saturday.
So yeah, and he doesn't think you should drain yourself to try and get an advantage in the weight class below. Like whatever you walk around at, maybe 3 kilos less. That's about it. But because you get these guys in America, they walk around at light heavy, and they come all the way down to like welterweight, like, and that's just mad. I don't know how you do that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, me, I personally think one thing is I think they should go back to doing on the day weigh-in, so everyone can't do that rehydration. You're boxing at the weight that you roundabout walk around in, or that you can make without doing anything too crazy. That's what I think.
There's two arguments for that, isn't there? One
Yeah.
would be great because people would fight in their natural weight
Yeah.
class. The other one would be people would still fuck themselves and be
Yeah.
crazy dehydrated and dangerous on the brain.
Yeah. Well, I guess obviously, I'm sure if you weigh in on the same day and you're taking that risk just to get that, then there's not really.
Yeah.
There's also guys, Richie Gray and Adrian, the last pod, no, sorry, 2 pods ago, it was Adrian, myself and Richie Gray, and they complete opposite
Yeah.
complete opposite of their opinions on it. So Richie says, I don't cut mad weight,
Yeah.
but I rehydrate like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he comes in much bigger than the weight category,
Yeah.
but he doesn't kill himself to get there, so he's not like putting himself in any danger or
Yeah.
anything. And Adrian's sort of like, well, why would you need to do that type of thing? Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. You must cut a lot of weight for you to have to rehydrate.
Yes.
Mad, like you said, Lomachenko, he come in how many? Just a few pounds.
3 pounds.
Yeah, 3 pounds. So that you can tell he hasn't cut no weight. He's just round
He
about.
probably just turned up.
Yeah,
at what
do
he was
you know
at.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you cut that weight, you have to rehydrate, and that's why people come in so much bigger. Like, what's his name? The guy that fought Golovkin, that signed with Eddie Hearn.
Oh, Jacobs.
Yeah, he comes in massive as well. Like, he comes in like a light heavy, and he's a middleweight. Is crazy. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Because you remember he
got big
couldn't
frame,
fight for one of the belts because he didn't do their hydration
IBF.
yeah,
test.
do you know what I'm
IBF.
saying? Yeah,
IBF.
like,
Yeah, they've got the next morning, don't they? And you have to have been in a certain limit of
Yeah, I
rehydration.
think
Yeah.
that's
a good
fair,
idea.
Man. I think that is definitely
So
cool.
you're obviously light heavyweight just now.
Yeah.
Do you foresee light heavyweight just being your division? Because I think if you moved up,
Yeah. No,
What
I think
height- what height you done?
I'm like 5'10", 5'11" out of push.
okay,
But I think I'll be too small for cruiser.
Mm.
But I spar a lot of cruisers, to be fair. But
Yeah.
a lot of them are heavyweights coming down.
Lawrence
do you
is
know
a
what I'm saying?
big
yeah,
man.
massive.
he'll
massive
move up,
cru-
right?
Yeah,
He'll
Yeah,
definitely.
he's a heavy in the future. Definitely.
But if anything, if I can get a pay for nutritionist or something like that, then maybe I might go down to super middle. But for now, I ain't got that kind of facility, so I'm
fucking scary.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Do you know what I'm saying? But for now, I'm happy at light heavyweight. I feel strong at it. You know, I carry enough power to, you know.
No, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
so
interesting. Very interesting. Great fight, man. Fucking great fight.
I love them kind of fights. You know, when I watched that, I thought I got jealous that you lot have seen him live.
Yeah.
When you lot went to New York to watch him in Riggindale.
That was a fucking mad weekend.
It made me think, you know what, I need to see Lomachenko live. He's one of them guys.
Do you think it warrants a rematch? Do you think
I'd see it. I don't think Linares wants it though.
Yeah. I think Lomachenko's getting to a place, if not already there, he can pick who he wants now.
Yeah.
He's that name that everyone wants. Do you know what I mean? He can fight anyone. So I don't think Linares needs that work, I'll be honest.
Nah, I don't think he fancies it again. And I think he's only getting older, isn't he? Time's only ticking away. Shame he split up with Esmail Salas as well.
That was a strange one. We're together for 12 fights, 13 fights, I think.
Took him after 3 losses, and when I went down to the Haymaker gym and spoke to Esmail Salas for 30-45 minutes for an interview, and he said he was told by Linares' Japanese promoters, listen Esmail, can you look after Linares, train him, but you're probably going to be training him to try and make him a coach, not to try and make him a fighter, because his best times are behind him as a fighter, because he was coming off 3 losses. And Salas does this little thing where he sets up like mad ropes and strings in the ring and shit, and he makes them do a test where he gets them to duck and dive and throw combinations under this string, and he says that he judges. Has this guy, he done it with David Hay apparently as well. He says, has this guy still got it? And he says this little test never fails, man. What it did with David Hay. But, he said that he's seen that Linares still had the spark and kept them on, and they ended up winning world titles together. So strange that they split. I think it's obviously.
Do you have a reason why?
It's obviously to do with the whole London thing.
I think he put Hay and Joyce ahead of him. As his priorities. I think that.
Shame. But when you've achieved as much as Salas has,
he's won world titles on every continent, right?
Yeah, as a coach. He's got 19 world champions.
Wow.
On every continent. Japan, fucking all these mad little countries.
Thailand, Australia.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll lead once Hayes stops boxing. I reckon Joyce will get another trainer. You know,
how much more can you teach Joyce? You know what I mean? He's been around for so long.
It's sharpening the tools with Joyce, isn't it? You ain't gonna teach him any new tricks, are you?
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact that obviously Salas is a more, you know, fluid kind of coach, and you know, the David Hayes and like the Linares suit him, but I don't think that Joe Joyce suits him.
No.
You see Joe Joyce trying to move and it just looks so wrong. He's you know what, he's like a George Foreman kind of boxer, like he's just got strong strength, he's got power, big. He should just box like that, and he probably do, but when he tries to move it just he's
tried to do it. Remember he fought Donny Palmer, and he tried to do it mad like shuffles with his feet.
It just look literally it's just like, what are you doing, like exactly.
Just want to touch on a couple other questions we kind of covered this one from Martin at New Age Boxing. We did that thing where we send them questions and they send us questions, and then we just have exactly the same podcast but see who can swear the most. That's normally what happens. He was asking, Hughie v Sexton would have been fine to broadcast on its own. How many pints into the session was Mick Hennessy when he thought it was a good plan to broadcast the rest? I kind of skipped over that, but I think we have touched on that, haven't we?
Do you know what? Didn't they only televise Joyce against Palmer on the Haymaker bill last month?
Yeah, but they always have it on Spike TV, don't they, the other ones?
Or Lad Bible or Sport Bible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might as well have just saved everyone's fucking time.
Yeah.
Because that was shit.
It was really, really shit. Other fight that took place last night, world title changed hands. Saddam Ali fought Jamie Munigwa.
Is Saddam Ali the one that beat Cotto?
Indeed.
Yeah.
He was meant to be fighting Liam Smith.
Supposed to fight Liam Smith, and I think was Liam Smith ill?
Yeah, he's
in camp or something like that. So yeah, they fought last night, and I think Ali was a pretty big favourite. This guy's record, that Jamie Munigwa's record, is fucking mad. He's 21 years old. Yeah. He's 29-0 with 25 knockouts. At 21?
Never lost.
21. He's one of them mad Mexicans where he start fighting at 15, man.
They wouldn't sign him to fight GGG, would they?
Nah, he's never fought in middleweight, and he's never really fought at that level.
Was he like middle?
Yeah. So he's always fought kind of journeymen and up and comers and stuff like that. So he got his chance last night against Saddam Ali. Don't know if any of you boys caught it.
No.
Absolutely decimated Saddam Ali.
Oh wow! Did
Fucking
you stop him?
battered him, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put him down.
What show was this on?
It was on a weird. It was in like a casino somewhere.
Oh, is it?
It wasn't. I don't know if it was televised. I didn't catch it on TV.
Was it on the undercard of Hughie Fury?
On Spike.
Yeah.
But he fucking battered him, man.
Yeah.
He battered him. He put him down twice in the first round, once in the fourth round, and then stopped him in the fifth round. Like Saddam Ali came out and said he caught me early and stuff like that. But he's just.
Did he look good though?
He's a big hitter, man.
Oh, okay.
He's a big hitter, this boy. I didn't see the whole fight, mate, so I'm not sure if it kind of flowed well or if he underperformed Saddam Ali, but yeah, mad. Absolutely mad.
Do you think Liam Smith will take that fight?
Well, he's came out this morning and said that he fancied it and said that Ali was a light welter and he's not and he's bigger and all that sort of stuff, so I think he'll probably take the fight, but the boy looked a tasty proposition, man. He looked pretty decent. So yeah.
Do you reckon Smith, that's his only route back to a world title?
WBO? Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, what Charlos and stuff.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
Who else has
Danny
got
Garcia
time?
and Sean Porter?
Yeah. No,
that's the way
that's
below.
that.
Sorry,
what are we
sorry,
talking
sorry.
about?
So Charlo,
Charlo's got one.
Gerald Hurt.
Jack
Hurd.
Hurd.
Hurd,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to fight any of these people.
Yeah.
Man.
He stopped Lara, didn't he?
Yep,
Yeah.
stop Lara,
Yeah.
Landy. Yeah, so yeah, that's one more roll of the dice, I'd imagine, for Liam.
Yeah. I think the Smith brothers are weird. It's kind of like a weird setup, innit? Like they seem like sometimes they're getting really good publicity and they're winning fights and they're going to be fighting for world titles. And then there's a couple of performances and you go, oh shit, I don't really know. Like Stephen Smith always gets to world level and always gets fucking battered, man. Vargas, was it Vargas?
One of them.
Someone done him like over in America, and then he got done off Jason Sosa.
Yeah.
He's fought for 3 world titles. Pedraza done him as well.
Do you remember the Selby knockout back in the day?
Yeah.
Fucking stood. It's a standing clean knockout, man. Wow.
So the Smiths are a bit interesting. Callum Smith is massive.
He's fighting Eubank, innit, in the final now.
Rumour has it.
Yeah, that's the rumour.
Rumour has it.
If that happens,
I'll rather see that fight, to be fair.
Would you?
Yeah.
You're the only person I've heard say that.
No, do you know why? I don't want to see Groves lose again.
Groves ain't losing to Smith.
You don't reckon?
No way.
God.
Boxing IQ 2 stroke. What?
You're
Why,
right. Just
why
look,
you looking for the Groves stuff?
I'm looking on the wall.
Most of it's behind me.
Groves everywhere, man.
Yeah, bro, West London, baby. You know how it goes. You take the jab around the world, baby. No, I think Groves is boxing. Who's Callum Smith beat, bruv? No one, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
that. What?
yeah.
Because he's got this hype about him.
He's
Well, the
fucking
hype kind
huge.
of died, I reckon, man.
Yeah.
I remember when he was taking everyone out, left, right, centre.
Rocky Fielding's in around and
Yeah.
likes, but
He nearly got a fight for a world title with that Zurdo Ramirez, didn't he? He was almost going over to America to fight for a world
For
title
the
recently.
WBO.
Yeah. So
if Groves ain't in the final, then the tournament loses all credibility.
Yeah,
Because-
of course, it definitely has, but just as a fight, I want to see.
Can you imagine their final will be for a WBC silver?
Yeah,
Or
innit?
diamond,
Diamond,
whatever they- yeah, sorry,
exactly.
diamond. Fuck, you know. They just
Who do
break
you
up colours, WBC, didn't
who
they?
do you think wins that fight, Dan? If Smith does fight Eubank?
Smith.
Yeah.
Smith. But I can imagine Eubank administering that, just that pressure and be more effective with pressure than he was with Groves.
If he can stay on the inside of Smith, possible. but
Yeah, I
Smith's
think
gonna have
so.
a massive height advantage.
He's so big, man.
Yeah,
He must walk about bigger than heavier than you. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, got
probably
him.
does. Yeah, 'cause I've
Got
known amateurs he was a light heavy.
Yeah.
He
I,
is.
I reckon him and Umar, they're probably like one of the biggest super
Well,
middles I've seen.
Larone's massive, and when Larone was up there sparring him, you see him next to Callum, and you thought,
Yeah.
you know, Callum looks bigger
Yeah,
than
just
Larone.
what
You see
Yeah.
Callum Smith stand next to Callum Johnson, and you're like, who's the super middleweight?
Super-
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, mad. What are we going to move on to now, mate? What's
He's
next?
got the Eddie deal. The Eddie,
billion,
the
was
$1
it?
billion deal.
Is that really a $1 billion?
That's what they're
bill?
saying. That's what they're saying. $1 billion
It
deal.
would be odd to publicise it so heavily if it wasn't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
a billion, wouldn't
$1
it?
billion deal. So that's around 700 or 800 million pound
Okay.
over 8 years
Okay.
to televise 16 shows in
Every
America
year.
per year. Someone did the maths and
5.7 mil per
that
show.
said one, but I also saw one that was around 4 mil. It depends on the inflation, on the rate of however you look at the.
Okay.
Let's say it's 3.5 million per show
Yeah.
as a very conservative figure.
Yeah.
That is huge.
How much do you think he spends on a Saturday fight night now?
Main event will get say 150 grand, maybe 200 grand.
So as a show, do you reckon
So
like a mil on the whole show?
Would you say that? You think the
Production, all
undercards?
that sort of shit as well?
Yeah.
Do they pay the production? Does Sky pay the production?
Yeah, but it comes out the budget. I'm saying how much do you think the show costs? Because you're not going to have Sky, are you? There's going to be
I
part of their...
wouldn't say it costs $1 million. No. Say production. You say the people that are salaried to Sky, the commentators and that.
Yeah.
The away fighters are paid shit because there's very rarely good 50-50 fights.
Even the undercards, and you're the home fighter, you're not going to be getting anything
That's what I'm saying.
too mad. So
I would be surprised if a Saturday fight night came in more than $500,000 cost. That's my.
But some of them fights at decent level, man. Like you had Ricky Burns, Julius Ndongo.
Yeah.
Which is
Ricky Burns, Anthony Crolla.
good, right? So they're like quite big fights.
He probably he probably overpaid Amir Khan for that fucking horrific Phil Greco fight because he'd expect a certain amount of money. So let's use that Liverpool card as the example, right? Let's say he gave Khan $400,000 to beat up Phil Greco.
$100,000 every 10 seconds.
Yeah, let's say that $400,000. Greco, what do you reckon? $40,000.
60.
I'm probably being nice here, right?
yeah, 80 or something.
And then all the undercard fighters will pick up 10, 15 grand each tops, right? And that the away fighters might be $2,000. Mate, that's $600,000 at the very most.
And then you make money from your tickets.
And then you
all
make
that
money
stuff.
from the tickets and that.
Exactly.
And then there's now a $3 million as a conservative figure extra to throw at that show. So what does it mean? Does it mean Eddie gets richer, or does it mean we see better away opponents? That's the
Dan
that's the
Azeez. Let's
question.
bring Dan Azeez out.
Hopefully, it means the boxers are getting paid more, like the home fighters or whatever. But yeah, exactly. You could pay for better opposition and whatnot, better cards, but who knows? I probably reckon the promoter's probably going to be getting a
Eddie
bit
hasn't
more
exactly
money as well.
become famous for pushing his guys hard and testing them early.
Yeah.
If they give you 5.7 mil and you normally spend
I
a
mean,
mil on a show, I'll just take I'll take 1.7 off the top for myself.
per show.
And I've still got another 3 million to fuck about with. It's mad. But what he did say in an interview I watched with Declan Taylor for IFL, I think is very good actually. He said that it doesn't mean that every show will be 5.7 mil. It
There'll
could
be
mean
an 8 million show and a 2 million
because
show.
what you have to remember is these shows that he's putting on Dazan, they cannot be pay-per-view,
No.
Oh, can
right?
they not?
So they can't be pay-per-view. So if you have 3,
Okay.
do you know what I'm saying? So if you have 3 fight nights that cost $1 million,
Yeah.
you've saved yourself 15 million or whatever.
Yeah.
You put that on a big
Then
main
you
event.
put
that
Anthony
would-
Joshua on fucking terrestrial telly in a what's the streaming? Is it a streaming service?
Yeah, it's like 10. They pay €10 a month. I seen a thing from a boy who lives in Germany who said he pays €10 a month for this streaming service, and he's seen GGG Alvarez, he's seen McGregor Mayweather, he's seen like every big pay-per-view fight.
Is
Included
actually-
in
They've
his tenner.
streamed it, man, for that amount of money.
Well, there you go. So maybe Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, for example, or Tyson Fury down there or whatever, could be on this Dazan.
Exactly.
And mate.
So that's how
the
they'll do it.
German streaming service.
It's like Netflix. It's like a
okay.
sporting
Right.
Netflix. That's basically
Oh,
what it
shit.
is. So
You pay tenner a month.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It'll cost us more.
It'll cost us more.
You
but
won't pay
fucking ship
£20
out.
pay per view 3 times a year, but you'll pay a tenner a month for every month of the year, I guess.
But the weird thing with UK market is it doesn't really affect us at all because we can't use this streaming service, right? It's not
It
available
doesn't
to
work
us.
here.
It's not available in the UK, right? It's available outside the UK, and all the shows that he's going to be spending the money on are going to be broadcast on Sky anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother us. If you've got Sky, you're going to get just
I didn't know
extra
that.
shows.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
All
That
right.
works out right then.
So we get an extra 16 shows on Sky because of this deal.
Fair point. Fair effort.
Probably with better quality fighters.
Hopefully, there'll still be the shit ones though.
Yeah, there'll always be shit.
Well, because now that you've said that it's not going to be per show, it's not going to be sort of allocated exactly. There'll be shows that are dog shit.
Yeah, there will be.
They'll be headlined by fucking Saddam Ali against.
But there's shows that are dog shit now.
Yeah,
without any
but so we're
upside.
gonna have more shows a year, which means we're gonna have more shit as well.
I don't know, man. 5.7 mil.
Time will tell how he does this. I mean, he's whoring himself out now. He's like, listen, I'm the man with the money.
Yeah.
Come. And he's like, I want the Charlos, I want Spence, I want.
to get all the.
Do you think he'll get them all?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I reckon
Yeah.
he will. I reckon he will.
Poor Frank Warren.
Yeah.
Poor Frank Warren.
I see what I mean when it's him sitting next to Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And it's like Tyson's got this mad sad face on. And it's like when you've signed with someone and the other promoters just signed $1 billion deal, you just got a sad face.
What is the point, mate? It's fucking hard. That is.
Let's jump onto a question because I want to go round the houses and get both of your opinions. Again, Martin Theobald, New Age Boxing Podcast live show 26th of July. Put it in the diaries, buy the tickets. Name 5 talents in the US that Hearn needs to sign to make this move a success. He says it can be contracted elsewhere, so you don't have to worry about if they're free agents. So 5 US talents that you think would really fucking kick this thing off. Sam?
Both Charlos.
Right.
Mikey Garcia.
Yep.
Mate, Lomachenko, if there's no fucking...
Not American, but I'll give you that.
You said American market. He
US,
boxes...
said.
Did you say US boxers?
Yeah.
I thought you said American
Well, no, hold on. It says talents in the US, so he lives in the US.
And he fights in the US.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
So you're going to let me off, yeah? Lomachenko, Garcia, the 2 Charlos.
You got one more.
I want to... Probably Spence. Or Crawford.
Got to pick, mate.
Can't I just have both Charlos as one? Is that
some fucking
hybrid, a weird hybrid of Charlo
Siamese fucking Charlos.
Yeah, that's what I'll have. Yeah, I'll have the Siamese Charlos.
Yeah,
and then Garcia, Lomachenko, Spence, Crawford.
No Wilder.
Nah.
Dan?
No, definitely Wilder. Definitely. There's one Charlo that I like. I don't know which one it is.
God, the poor guy, his brother getting the middleweight.
Yeah, I think that the
Jamal.
Punch, there's one and the mouthy one.
Yeah, Jamal.
Yeah, the older one. Yeah,
the older one.
Crawford.
Jamel pipes up when his brother's piping up.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the one that sparked Erickson Lubin?
Jamal.
Before he moved
or
up?
Jamel. It was one of the two. Definitely one of the two. Was that the uppercut?
Yeah, it's killed him in the first round, man. Oh, fancied Lubin for that as well.
Yeah, no, that was a shot still. Yeah, Wilder, definitely. Crawford, Jamel Charlo, Spence, and Bruno.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Brings people in, man.
Yeah,
he does.
I think I can imagine him Bruno just giving it at press conference and Eddie Hearn just behind him,
laughing,
just laughing,
like he did when Hart Davis used to.
Exactly. Yeah, I can. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
What about you? Who would yours be?
Tough call. I'd probably go Chris Arreola.
For fuck's sake. Eric Molina.
Dominic Breazeale.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz Jr.
Oh, and Duhapis.
And he's not based in the US, sadly.
Oh, he's South African, isn't he?
And fuck, who else? I'd bring back Shane Mosley.
Bring back Sugar Shane.
That's my 5. Dan Azeez is looking in the corner like,
oh, no. What's going on here?
The medical commissions would never allow it. Nah, I think you've got to have Wilder. I think if Wilder had the right platform, he could become a superstar.
Easily.
He talks a lot. Some of the stuff he says is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If he was pointed in the right direction and given exposure, he could do a big
Just got
thing.
shit.
I think that's a lot with a lot of the fighters in America, and that's why it's good that Eddie Hearn's going over there and stuff.
I reckon he might get assassinated.
What?
Someone might just assassinate Eddie, who works for.
Fucking strong claim.
It's not a claim. It's a guess. Like, I can't imagine Bob Arum being happy about this. I can't imagine
Shelley Finkel
and Lou DeBella's just going to go on a rampage one day. Just
yeah, no, of course. But this is what they need, man. These guys, they're not going with the times, man, and that's why boxing out there isn't as big as it was before.
Do you think Eddie's going to be loved or hated in America?
I think he's despised.
Yeah.
They don't get that kind of humour, man.
Yeah, no.
They take everything as insults. They take everything as insulting.
That guy that is with Ringstar,
Richard Schaefer.
Yeah, he was like,
he got well offended, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's still
on
cool
IFL.
about it. Yeah,
he was on IFL with Eddie in a joint interview. I think that's
but he was just saying, like the humour's just a bit different, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's not about you, Eddie. It's about fighters.
Yeah,
he took it quite well, but he made some good points as well.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I'd take Wilder. Errol Spence is massive until he gets caught for failing a drugs test. Who else? I'm not going to take.
Where does Golovkin live? Big Bear, right?
Yeah, so I'll take him.
You can have Golovkin.
I'm not going to take Mikey Garcia.
No.
I don't think he's sellable.
What do you mean? Look at that face, man. He's got the beautiful sweep. He's got Mexico behind him. He's a 3 or 4 weight world champion. He can bang.
I don't think he's got that big a profile, man. I don't think he'd benefit. I'd rather have Bruno than Mikey Garcia.
Would you? Even though you beat him the other day,
Yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
Crazy.
I'm kind of thinking that might take away Errol Spence, as well. I don't think he's an animal, but he's not. That is it. Outside of the ring, I don't know. Like,
you don't think he turns enough sort of heads towards boxing type thing?
But he's an animal though. But
Yeah.
I can say that about Crawford as well though.
I'd take
That's true.
Javonta. I'd take Javonta Davis.
Oh,
Yeah,
Javonta,
I'll swap him
Javonta.
I'll swap him for
Nah,
Terrence. I'll swap him for Terrence, 100%.
Do you know what? We're all 5 for 5. Eddie will probably take all of them.
Yeah.
Eddie will go, I'll have the 10 of you.
Do you know what I said to? I was talking to somebody earlier on. I said, I hope that Eddie's not turned these guys against him. I know money talks to an extent, but some of these guys who are making more money than they ever thought they would, right? Like, Wilder doesn't give a fuck about an extra $5 million because he never thought he'd make $50, right? So some of these guys value pride and respect a little bit more than they value money. So if he's ripping them on interviews,
he'll get Broner.
I'll fucking snap him up. But it'd be interesting to see if he's burned a lot of bridges already in the short time that he's been there.
Yeah, good thing for boxing.
Has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Has to be. I think
if the boxers get paid more out of it, then all better for it, man.
Yeah. Martin threw another question. He said, which criticism will Warren give of the Dazan deal to belittle Eddie Hearn?
StubHub.
They're reselling streams.
Yeah,
They're not.
anything, mate. Anything. Poor Warren.
It's so bitter, right?
I would knock it on the head, mate. He's a Hall of Fame promoter. He did bits in the 80s, 90s. Let it go, man. You've been overtaken. There's a time to get out. I don't
understand why he don't let his sons just.
Yeah.
Because I think they're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
That's
You
why.
reckon?
I think Eddie Hearn's quite a smart, business-minded sort of guy. He gave his sons a run, didn't he? When Box Nation started, the chubby one was...
Alfie.
No, not him.
George.
Francis.
Oh, Francis.
He was doing the Queensberry League or whatever it was called, and he gave him a run on the TV and then he kind of sacked it off.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what was going on there, but I just don't think they're as business-minded as Eddie was.
So the amount of stick we give Eddie for his shows and stuff, he's taken it to the new level and he gets
100%.
it. He gets it.
Dan, would you want to be with like a big promoter? I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Would you want to be with a big promoter at this stage in your career where you're building your way up?
No, nope.
No,
I wouldn't, because I've seen people who've gone with the big promoters actually, and they're not busy enough. I need to be busy.
like Lerone.
Yeah, exactly. You're out. You join a big promoter and you've boxed like only 2-3 times a year. Nah, that your first start of your career, you need to be out there, you know, and not just in like the same place. You need to be going, I think, all over the place, different places, like, you know, not just York or Brentwood Centre. That's hence why I'm boxing in Ipswich in next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Just get a field elsewhere, and then, you know, once you've done that, then, you know, you can maybe start settling in.
There's very, very few boxers they do that with. Anthony Joshua
Yeah.
and Conor Benn are the two that come to mind that they moved everywhere. Do you know what I mean? He fought in Scotland and then Liverpool and then
New
York. Conor Benn did, So, but they don't do that with many people. You're right. It's if your face fits, and you're in the right. You know, his name's Ben.
Yeah.
Joshua was the Olympic gold medalist. It worked. But yeah, you're right. For the rest, it's going to be much. Look at Spider Richards.
Yeah.
Spider Richards has not been pushed one bit by Eddie Hearn.
Another one, innit?
They've got a lot of guys like that as well. Jake Balls and stuff like that.
Ball, yeah. You can't please them all, and he can't prioritise everyone. Go! You got questions, Craig?
Questions for the podcast. Yeah, a couple of different questions. A couple of the boys for the Fight Talk website sent some questions through. I'm going to rattle off a few of these, and if we've covered some stuff, we'll just try our best to give you some answers. These came in a little bit later. So, first question: does last night suggest that Loma v any of the top welterweights ends in an L, ends in a loss?
Welterweight?
I don't know if that means a loss for Loma.
You know, welter's too big for Loma, man.
Yeah.
He can't go up 2 weight classes from last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Too much?
Too much.
Definitely.
Cool. Does Sexton retire after his performance against Hughie Fury? I know we touched on it quickly, yes or no, Sam?
Does he or should he?
Both.
He should do.
But you don't think he will?
He might take a few more, like you said, a bit of a gatekeeper role.
For the new up and comings,
Is that what you think as well, Dan?
yeah.
Dan, we'll go to you first this time. Who does Linares fight now?
I think he should have a rematch if he's on it. But yeah.
Sam?
I'd like to see him retire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Serious?
yeah. I don't know what he needs. What more he needs to do. What are we gonna have? Crawler free?
That's exactly what this person says. Tom went, who does Linares fight now? In brackets, please not Crawler for me. Actually, he does say that.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to anymore. He won his belt.
Yeah.
2-time champ. Nah. Three time. Doesn't need to carry on anymore. I don't. Listen, he's a beautiful man. Let him go into modelling, man. He doesn't need to go and get punched up no more, man.
Handsome fucking guy.
He is.
Next one again from Tom. These are all from Tom Humber. Fucking good writer. Actually done a piece on Dan on the Fight Talk website. You can check that out. Opinions on Teofimo Lopez, who's fucking brilliant, by the way. Seen any of him?
Who?
Top rank boy. Teofimo Lopez. He's
I'm
one of their
such
young,
a casual, bro. I don't know this guy.
one of their young prospects. Opinions on Teofimo Lopez doing the Fortnite dance and backflipping after he knocked out his man.
I saw the clip. I did see the clip. Is that who it was?
Is this a bit of fun or is he an arrogant dickhead?
It's a bit of arrogant fun, isn't it?
Arrogant fun?
Yeah.
Just merged both options.
Yeah,
together.
man. Fuck it. Like,
What is the Fortnite dance? I know what it looks like.
there's loads of Fortnite dances. The one he did was like a L on the hand and he's like legs out.
But who is Fortnite?
I'll get the boys down there to
I've
do
never
it.
heard of
Who's
it.
Fortnite?
Fortnite is a game,
Right.
a PlayStation game. The kids play it, right?
Right.
But a lot of boxers. Isaac Chamberlain plays it.
Yeah, okay.
Lerone plays it.
Okay.
And there's loads of little dances. They got the Carlton dance from Fresh Prince.
Okay.
But this dance is just the Fortnite dance. They sort of throw their legs out to the side
Yeah.
with a hand on the head. It's a bit weird looking.
It was a bit weird.
His man was asleep, like, and he did that and then did a backflip. And
A running backflip.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a bit arrogant. Yeah,
And the dude was fucked.
He
When
was
it
fucked.
You should celebrate once you know. Yeah, the guys all.
Yeah,
right,
maybe it
or
was too
I think,
soon.
Yeah.
after
he
that,
done it for time as well. It wasn't like
Yeah,
it wasn't like he done it for a second and went, that's a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
He continued to do
looking
it
in his
while
eyes,
looking at the guy's fucking body like that, just
Arrogant
dancing.
dickhead, definitely.
Arrogant. Last question from Tom. How long before Adam Noble Forsey changes his first name to Adamov
Adam.
because of his Latvian links?
He loves it.
Anyone who doesn't know, Adam from the site is working out in Latvia and Lithuania with Al Siesta, Myris Bredis' old promoter. So he's doing a lot of stuff with Siesta boxing, and he doesn't fucking shut up about Latvia, does he?
Latvian birds, couple of fucking Latvian
Here's a picture
food.
of the Latvian skyline. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Here's a picture of the Glaswegian skyline. Adamov Noble Forsey.
Yeah.
Interesting. Couple other questions just to rattle them off. Why do certain publications favour certain promoters or fighters at any cost?
Wow, I love that question. Who's that from?
Adamov.
Is that from Adamov?
So
do you want to talk about that first? Because I'm going to go in.
just to might not really affect Dan as much as it affects us.
Okay.
So I'll give you an in, but I'm going to give a little bit of background before.
Alright, I'm ready for this one. I didn't know this question was coming.
So I think what Adam means is, and Dan, so you kind of get it as well. We get a lot of. Obviously, we read a lot of stuff and write a lot of stuff and share a lot of shit, but a lot of people, writers, bloggers, YouTubers, whatever else, will defend certain promotions and certain fighters to the fucking death, to the nth degree, where it doesn't even make any sense anymore, and you're thinking, where's your impartiality? Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be fair. You're supposed to, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to be fair. If you fight and you have a pretty poor performance,
yeah, of course.
I'd come on the podcast and I'd say it was disappointing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So why do some people just not do that, man? They can't seem to be impartial. Okay, on you go, mate. I'm tagging you in, bro.
Alright, let's go.
Like the Dudley brothers.
I appreciate it. You know what? Lick asses, bro. These people, yeah, they are so hung up on being in with Eddie and getting their media seats. They'll say what Eddie wants to hear. They'll interview Eddie and they won't push Eddie because they're just having the pleasure of sitting down with Eddie Hearn. Like, we know for a fact Eddie Hearn was pissed off about what we done on the podcast with Tyler Goodjohn in the interview. He got on the phone straight away and was pissed off about it, right? So Tyler Goodjohn told his story. You know, the weight cutting issues, the ridiculously bad money he got his own cab to the hospital because Matcham just didn't bother or whatever. So what are we going to do? Are we going to not tell this fighter's story so that we continue to get media and go to Eddie's shows? I'm not really about that. Like, we didn't go to Dillian White, Lucas Brown.
I did. I was pissed.
Yeah, you bought a seat, right?
I came home the next day. I'm over like, swear I seen Dan Azeez.
Now, I'm pretty sure we'd have got into that media, no drama, if we had not have put that Tyler piece out just before that. Maybe we wouldn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. But people are so hung up. And listen, we ain't even been doing this long. Like, we've been doing Fight Talk a couple of years. Like, the website's a year old, right?
Yeah.
And in that time, I've seen all these people come along, and all they do, they either copy IFL, they want to just interview fighters, but they're doing it for themselves. Like, IFL have got this shit sewn up. IFL run the boxing, in my opinion, in this country when it comes to interviews, right? So, if you're going to come in at a late stage, you need to be different in one way or the other. You can't just copy them. So, these guys come in, but they do it for their own egos. They're not trying to help. They're not trying to give back to fighters. They're not trying to give these men, these young lads, a platform. They're literally doing it for their own egos. And it drives me fucking mad. Alright, let's have IFL do the interview, and then we're going to have 8 other platforms queue up to ask Tyson Fury the same question, where a kid on the undercard, no one's talking to him because no one knows who the fuck he is. That's where I get fucking pissed off with it. So what are we going to do? Not tell the young guy's story, or we're not going to give him because he doesn't do numbers for us. Like, that's what it comes down to. If we interview a fighter and it does 100 views, it's nothing, the truth is. But if one person watches that and goes, I might buy a ticket off him, like, I'd rather that than a 200 or 300 interview with someone that it's got a 20,000 with IFL sitting there.
Definitely.
I don't get it. I don't get why people get involved in the media just to be. Is it because they like to say I work on a website, or
it's trendy now, bro?
Is it trendy? Like,
Dan, when you were at the toilet, Dan said to me, "Oh, like, never named any names, but like, oh, I thought it was just another person getting involved, like in it, like another person just getting involved in boxing because there's loads of people coming along, and he didn't mean any malice by that. But he's got what he's saying is right. These people pop up, and there's people who come in and they graft and they do work or whatever else, and like young boy Oliver McManus on Twitter, who only popped up a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah.
The wee boy's fucking passionate. He's hungry. He's doing loads of work, and obviously he'll learn bits and pieces along the way. And but he puts so much energy in, and he covers it all from people who are making debuts. He goes to all these events. He had to sit through a Mickey Elliott event. I'd rather chop my own dick off than sit through a Mickey Elliott event. I'd chop my own dick off. Yeah, I would do it. A fucking Mickey Elliott event. It started at 1:30 in the afternoon and finished the next Wednesday. So he had to sit through that, and he interviewed everybody and wrote a piece about it, and he's getting his work out there. No drama, but just doing it the right way, just putting the work in. But all these people that just come and do these stupid fucking video interviews, and what you're saying is right, man. There's people just sprout up for a couple of months and disappear. Sprout up and disappear. And it's cool people being involved in it. Like 99% of the stuff I do is writing features with boxers, whether it's people who are in the small hall, whether it's world champions in different countries, whether it's whatever else, man. I don't give a fuck. I just like doing it, man. I like doing it, and I believe I'm doing it for the right reasons. I might say some mad shit on Twitter, but I'll never. When that whole Tyler Goodjohn thing was going down, I wrote the piece. I was the one that was getting fucking notifications pinging up all over the place. But I never once thought I'm going to take that down. Same with the Ted Barmy thing. Isaac Chamberlain done an interview on IFL.
They took it down.
They took it down. Bad.
They took it down.
Yeah,
so
why did you know why they took it down?
Because apparently Ted was getting death threats.
Is it?
So then I wrote a feature with Isaac and Chris Congo about the whole thing and just revealed all this stuff that wasn't in the interview. And then Ted starts fucking messaging me on Facebook like, "What's your phone number? Call me," and stuff like that. So I call the guy. I'm like, "What do you want, man?" He's like, "I read your piece and I'm really upset." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you before.
Maybe don't rob your fighters, you prick."
Before we go any further, it's not coming down. I'm not taking it down. So these people, I think they get involved for the right reason, but they lack any backbone. They lack any backbone.
100%. But because like you said, it's for their own ego.
Exactly.
See, because Fight Talk happened by accident, I think we're different. We never intended it to go the way it just sort of. It happened. We were talking about fighting. I started talking about boxing, and that was it. And and then it just sort of spiraled. But you know, I like Craig will know, I've been so disheartened with it lately, bro. I look around and you go to a presser, right, and you've got all these people and they stand in line for their own gratification. And I like giving back. I like to feel that we're actually the reason we're called. It says boxing from the ground up. It's because we believe that's what we do. Like we want to help guys that don't have a platform. But nowadays, you look around and everyone
selfies and that with a fucking.
Listen, I'm taking a selfie with Dan before he leaves. Shut your mouth. But I know what you're saying.
We thank watered down. Boxers like myself, like prospects, up and coming boxers. We thank guys like yourselves because you're the ones that are helping us. Get out there, and then it's only a matter of time before the big timers come and just snatch us away.
But that's all right. But that's all right because it's deserved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never. This is a very important point to make. I'd never ever get bitter if I wrote a feature with Dan. Like we're putting something together now. I interviewed Dan on a recording the other day, and I'm going to write a piece on it. I'm never going to be mad if as soon as I drop it, he does a 50k video with IFL. I fucking love that. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not about holding stuff back for your selfish reasons. It's just about who's involved in it, why are you involved in it, and on what surface level are you involved in it for. Do you want to take a selfie and get a media pass and hang it on your wall?
Exactly.
Or you've got loads of media passes. Or do you actually care about the sport? Do you want to try and grow the sport and show an interest in it? So very, very good question. We went on about it for 47 minutes there, so apologies, but
no, man, it was a good question, but it's easy to get disheartened. Like, things have changed in a short space of time. IFL is sending more people to smaller shows now. You know,
never used to.
But
that's good though. It's good in a way. Like, it's good for.
It's good for the 100%. It's good for the boys. But then you look, and this is why I get disheartened. That's why I'm changing what I'm doing. Obviously, you know, I'm going to start doing things differently. I'll still do post fights with guys and that, but you know, what I've always liked to do, and I've done it for the past, say, year, I'll go and visit guys at their gym. Yeah. And we'll put out a video to basically to try and help them sell tickets and shout out their sponsors and that. It might do 200-300 views. It's not. It probably cost me more in petrol than you know what I mean. But it doesn't matter to me. But now
those are the videos that are important, man, and help much more than. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think they do, but then I don't know. It's difficult, Dan. I'll be honest. It's difficult to. Like, we all got full-time jobs and this is always meant to be for the fun, but as long as I can feel like I was giving back, I'm happy. But now that it's becoming diluted and there's a million of us now. There's a million people that do these kind of stuff. So
I think it's hard because you don't, just to finish off, because I know we spoke about it for a while.
No, I'm just getting in my mood, bro. It feels like it's therapy for me, bro.
That's why, bro. You sound like a bitch. To round off, we're not saying it's bad that people are getting involved in it. It's cool that people are getting involved in boxing. It's cool that people are providing exposure. It's just, are you doing it for the right reasons? Are you coming into the game expecting to get something like, or for you have to come in and experience the hard times and writing. You know, I wrote loads of shit on my own blog when I didn't get a chance to interview fighters. I had absolutely no connection to fighters at all. And now, a year later, I've done 21 world champions in a year, and that's because I fucking put the work in and I wrote all my shit without any interviews and shared it and did all the stuff that guys like you do with your social media. You have to build it. So I know what it's like to have that where you have 40 followers. Yeah. And now I don't, and you know it's different. So it's not about being bitter and not wanting people to get involved in it. Cool, man. But as long as
you can't just not tell the fighters' stories because it suits your agenda of wanting to get into a matchroom show.
And as long as you come in and you put the work in and you're not just in there for a selfie with David Hay and post a 80k video and think you're fucking Colin Hart. Do you know what I mean? It's not how it works. So yeah, I'm
jealous. You got a selfie with David Hay?
You've got one on the wall. You can't.
I got loads with Dave.
Jesus
Dave's
Christ.
the king. Long live the king.
Another question: why do so many of the boxing community seem to pick a side between Warren and Hearn? Do we feel this is affecting credible journalism in boxing?
Who's that? That's good again.
Adam again. He's on fire, mate.
Right.
It's that Latvian water. He's fucking. Do you notice that, Dan? Do you notice that people will either be pro Hearn or pro Warren?
No, not really. I think if whoever's putting on the best shows, that's who everyone gravitates towards. To be fair, unless like you're a boxer, I reckon. Obviously, if you're signed with Warren, you're going to be more pro Warren. If you're signed with Hearns, you're going to be more Hearns. So I'm saying, I don't know. What do you feel like?
I don't feel like the media pick a side, but I feel like as soon as Frank Warren will post something on his Twitter or somebody posts something, you get all the Hearn lovers just ripping it to shreds. Or vice versa. If Hearn does something, you get all the Warren guys. So I do see it, but I don't like. I love Twitter for what it can do for you for sharing stuff, but see trolls, it just puts shit for like no reason whatsoever, man. Like I don't really understand the mentality. Like, you got too much spare time. Do you know what I mean? Here's 3 for you: Lobster Tube, Pornhub, X Hamster. Do that. Just do that. Oh, bro, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's it.
You're welcome.
He's gonna be checking that tonight.
Lobster Tube,
My pen stopped working. Write that down.
And I'll write it down. I've got a very strong wrist. Lobster Tube, because
when is away for a month, right?
It's away for a month. Yeah. So nah, man, because when you look at it, it's like, oh, Lobster Tube, like on your history, no one will ever know. So
look at this, bro.
Spend your fucking time wisely and stop just like trolling people for no reason.
What's the definition of trolling, right? Because we've seen Terry Chappandama called a troll.
Yeah, I see that quite often,
You know, so we've seen people that have a podcast or a voice.
What are you talking about?
just
When was Terry called the troll?
Spider Richards called him a troll, didn't he?
Oh, the live show.
The live show, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he even changed his profile picture to a troll for a couple of days. I thought that was good banter. But yeah, what's the definition of a troll? Are you allowed to, if something's shit?
Because it's like, yeah, if you have an opinion on something and you're not a boxer, it's like, yeah, you're just a troll.
There are some people, Curtis Woodhouse is probably the worst for it. Have you ever been in a ring?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're going to start judging people if they've been in the ring, then don't sell tickets to the people that haven't been in the ring. You can't do that. You know what I mean?
I think posting an opinion, if you disagree with something and you post an opinion, if it's got some level of foundation or some level of background to it,
like Paul Dempsey's hair.
You're not a troll, right? But for me, when people start just like, do you know who's why I fucking like the boy as well? Will
Michael.
Listen, Will Michael, you're a fucking nice guy, and I've met you before, and you're a good boy, but you are a trolling cunt, man. You see him under that Conor McGregor post, just putting 50-0. Just for no reason.
That's trolling.
And then Conor McGregor like posted this thing about how he met this young disabled boy, and he put a picture of like Sylvester Stallone and put "cool story, changed my life, bro," something like that. I'm like, you don't have to be doing that. You don't have to. And the best bit was, shout out Will, man. And if you're still selling that charity thing, mate, anybody that looks for Will Michael, he's doing a charity thing. He's trying to raise some money for charity. That's always a good cause. Much respect for that. So give that a share. Try and get the bids up on that, definitely. But he's calling Tony Bellew a bell end for 3 months, and then goes, Tony Bellew, could you please share this? Like, I don't think it's on Tony's list of priorities to share it, mate. So he's a troll, man. But I think he'll happily go, I think he knows he's a troll.
Yeah.
I think that's why he does it. He said to Clarissa Shields, when are you going to stop being scared and fight Katie Taylor in the catch weight? Or something like that. And Clarissa obviously bites because she can't fucking help herself, man. But he's just trolling because he knows it's never going to happen. So he's a troll, but he's quite funny with it as well.
Yeah, I suppose, and he doesn't. His face is his profile pic's Mayweather, isn't it?
Yes.
So
yes.
The guy, you can tell when someone's a troll when their picture ain't really them.
Yeah, but he's funny, but I think he would be the one of the first to admit he's a troll. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, good question.
So a troll's just someone who is just antagonising them.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think it's if you
maybe they're looking for a response.
If I said to Linares last night, shit fight, can't believe you quit, you were outclassed, I don't think that makes me a troll.
Yeah.
If I go, you're a pussy, your wife's got nice tits, that's a troll. But it's also factual.
Yeah.
Great tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a thin line.
It's a thin line.
It's a thin line.
Questions? Have we got any more questions? I think
it's I feel like we're in a fucking greenhouse in here.
This is the man's servitude, brother. It gets hot in here.
Yeah, we do have.
We've got a couple more questions.
We do. You got some?
No, you screenshot them all. You said.
Yeah, I've got them. I'm going through them now, mate.
We were going to talk about Selby Warrington, but I can't be bothered.
Why can you not be bothered? Let's just talk about why you don't like the fight. Maybe that makes more sense.
I think Warrington, although he had a good performance, Highland, do you remember that? Yeah. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
He's just much of a nothing. Like, he's much of a muchness. I think
he's busy and he's quite high output.
Yeah, and I think Selby's too stylish for him. It's at Elland Road. There's probably been 9,000 tickets sold. They'll give 10,000 away in the last week.
Yeah.
It's is it their first show of the year? Apart from that little York Hall one they did on a week's notice. Do you remember they was meant to have? They've had about 4.
Oh, remember they were supposed to have the Untouchables.
Yeah, that was cancelled. And there was the Billy Joe and Murray. It's just mate, they've had a shocking start to the year. And Eddie's dropping £1 billion deals.
Yeah, it's not good.
$1 billion deals.
It's not good. Selby Warrington, quickly prediction, Dan. Any favourites?
Selby.
Easy.
Yeah, I do see it.
Kind of weird career. Selby's kind of not wasted, but it almost feels as though
it's because he's not with a big UK promoter.
He's just floated about.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. If he was with Hearn, he'd have more of a profile. There'll be more to him.
Yeah, he won his world title on a Hearn show, and then went and defended it on a different show, I think, in America.
He went to Heyman, didn't he, for a while?
Yeah, it's a bit like De Gea, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got Al Heyman.
Bit strange. He'll come back. He'll come back now to Eddie now with him after this fight. I reckon. I reckon Selby will win this fight. I haven't said that. I'm going to contradict myself straight away because I think he fights Frampton next, and that's Warren fighter. I think Selby beats Warrington with ease, and then fights Frampton.
That'd be a good fight.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I'd go with that.
Watch that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's me done for questions, apart from one that we're going to save till the very
last
end.
question.
Yeah.
We'll save that till the very end because there'll be a visual attached to
we're
that
going to
question.
in a video the last question.
Oh.
So we'll do that last, and we'll send that up, and anybody that is interested can watch that. You'll all be interested if you ever listen to me and Sam and think we're arseholes. You'll be interested in the last question.
Let's talk about Dan.
Let's talk about Dan.
Mr. Dan Azeez.
In the house.
So
Dressed in black on the warmest day of the fucking year, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, I didn't
All
think it was
black.
going to be this hot, man.
As long as he's repping that fight talk,
Yeah.
it's all good. Let's talk about you. You made your debut, you say, back end of last year now?
Yeah, December 2nd or 3rd, one of those two.
And then your second was in March, and then you
March.
fought end of...
Yeah, 3rd was in April.
So 3-0, quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And you're
That's
now
what I
fighting,
want.
you got 2 fights booked as well.
Yeah, one on the 28th of May, no, 26th of May. God willing, I get through that, which I should. I box again, York Hall, July 13th. On, I think Larry Ekundayo, he's boxing for some sort of title.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should be on the undercard of that. Probably my first 6-rounder or 8-rounder. I don't know which one I'm moving up to, but yeah.
So why? Why do you want to stay so busy? You touched on it earlier that you don't think if you're with a big promoter,
Yeah.
you'd be able to stay busy. You know, you don't see a lot of guys doing that. They don't want to all be...
Nah, because first of all, I'm not the youngest out there.
How old are you, Dan?
27.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and secondly, even from the amateurs, the more I fight, the better performance I put on. So, you know, I need to get the old engine rolling,
Sharp.
and then it, you know what I mean? If I'm have time off, it's like dip and then go, and I don't want that. So, yeah, and obviously where now I've just do full-time boxing now. I want to, you know, I train every day, so I need to train knowing that I've got a fight coming up, not train just for the sake of training.
Yeah.
I need to know there's an end goal or whatnot. So yeah, that's why obviously when I signed with MTK, I told them, yeah, please, the main objective is please get me out as often as you can.
Was there alternative options for you when you signed by MTK? Was there a couple of people floating about, or was MTK?
Yeah, I went to nearly all of the promoters, to be fair. Just heard at least what they had to offer, and yeah, ended up being with MTK.
With them keeping you busy,
Yeah,
because obviously you said Ipswich is the next one, isn't it?
yeah. It was,
What's the ticket situation with that?
obviously Lee, shout out to Lee and Mr. MTK London himself.
It's a mug away.
Yeah.
He's lucky he retired when he did. You know, I was coming.
Yeah, obviously I have to sell tickets, but it's a thing where obviously I have to cover just the expenses, and you know, if I make anything on top, then I do. If I don't, then yeah.
It's a weird situation, you know.
Yeah.
Like people on the outside wouldn't realise how many guys do that, where they'll fight just to fight, and they're not going to take anything specific.
It's crazy, like, and you're kind of even being out of pocket, because it takes money to even just get prepared, go to the gym, you know, petrol, everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're not even covering that expense, if you're not even, you know, breaking even, you're at a loss. But that's one of the sacrifices sometimes you have to take when you're going on these small hall shows, and like do what I want to do, be busy for the first year. So
Good heavyweight on that show, Fabio Wardley.
do you know him?
I don't know
Wardley
personally, but I know
beat-
he stopped that big fucking monster,
He did.
Scott Saward,
Saward,
who
yeah.
was literally something out of fucking Jurassic Park, the big guy, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
serious?
I was sitting next to Brooke,
Yeah.
old Brookie Streetfield,
Yeah, big up
and
Brooks.
this guy was literally walking about the ring, and our drinks were shaking like Jurassic Park. And I was like,
How tall was he?
He's
6
fucking
foot
huge,
15
mate.
or something.
He was fucking huge.
Yeah.
And
Was we at his second, or it was a Dove Box show?
we were at one of his first ones. Man. He was one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. And
Rug on his
Fabio-
back, you know, one of them pieces.
that Fabio Wardley smashed him up, man. So
Yeah.
interesting. Your career, like, you started quite late, right? You
Yeah,
spoke about it.
about 19 or something like
It's
that.
mad, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas I started at uni, so I left home, went to live up in Colchester at Essex University. Like I was saying to Sam before, I was watching highlight reels on YouTube of Roy Jones and David Hay, and I thought, rah, with David Hay, I thought, look at this guy just blowing out people. Who's this guy? Like, he's sick. And then with Roy Jones, I was looking at it like, this guy, he's making this look like an art. Like, I've never seen someone do something like that. So I said, no, because where I'm from South London. I always used to fight anyway, from school, on the streets, everything. So I'm a fighter naturally anyway. So when I'd seen all this, I was thinking, I'm gonna try this out. Let me see if I can, what I could do in this. So I think I went to the local gym. And I remember them times I was quite big. I was probably about 14 stone. I used to go to the gym, do weights and whatnot. And I remember I was sparring like this really scrawny, skinny kid. I thought, I'm gonna smash him. And the way he fucked me up, seriously, it was so.
Do you know who it was? Do you remember who it was?
I can't remember his name, but he was skinny, scrawny,
just a boxer.
Yeah, and he just I thought, what is going on? I didn't know where to throw. I said, no, I have to. And me, I like to challenge myself. I said, you know what? No, I'm going to learn this, because what if this happens to me? Like, I come across someone who just does this to me, like
skinny guy.
Yeah. So since then, I said, I'm going to learn this sport, and then from there, I just joined the club, fought nationally, fought loads of tournaments and stuff like that. I had about 60, 70 odd bouts, and
wow, as many as that.
So I boxed in. I won the box cups, won overseas tournaments. Got to the finals of the nationals as well. So I boxed quite high level domestically anyway. So and then after a while, I guess a lot of people were saying to me, your style's more suited to the pros. So
what was your record? Do you know what your record is?
I've probably won about 40 something.
Okay.
Yeah, lost about 20 something. So
okay.
I boxed quite like good boxers. Like even some pros now that are doing well. Top 10, top 15 in the country. So
nice. Do you think having that, because a lot of people who get involved in sport from a young age, like a younger age, or from a more privileged background, not that you are, I'm not saying you're fucking underprivileged, but you know what I'm saying, they might lack that willingness just to throw down and have a scrap. Whereas if you are from an area like South London after Glasgow, and there's plenty of rough people floating about there, not me. I just write about them, they can do it. But you already have that predisposition where you're not scared to get in a tear up. So when you go into a gym where it's a more controlled environment,
of course.
If I go into a gym and I've not been scrapping on a street corner somewhere, I'm getting a bit nervous and trying to get over that. Whereas for you or other people in your sort of situation, you've had a more scary introduction anyway. So when you go into the gym and it's more controlled, do you think that kind of makes it easier for you to start?
Do you know what? It's so weird. It doesn't, because sometimes. Going in, like I know a lot of people on the streets, they're this hard guy and everything. Then you say, oh yeah, come down the gym, like, and like have like a one-on-one in the square circle. It's just you and the other guy, and they shit themselves. It's like what, like they feel like, whoa, like it's something else. They'll rather go out on the street, have a scrap, weapons and or whatever. But so I can't really say because you've had a more tough background. When you get into the ring, you're more it's not that. Boxing's a total different kind of ball game, man. There's so much more elements to it. The discipline, keeping a cool head. Some people, they ain't got balls. Like, you gotta do that. It's either you got it or you ain't, whether you're from a rich background or whether you're from a poor background. So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. So and that was one of the things I realised when I got in the ring. I said, this is boxing, something different. Definitely.
It's interesting because I said to Dan on the phone the other day, and you'll probably agree, is someone smoking weed in your back garden?
I don't know, but they're not sharing. There's an old lady who lives next door. Maybe she's on it.
Maybe it was that bird that was driving that car earlier on, smoking a spliff. Remember? It's mad. I was talking to Dan the other day, Sam, and you might be able to kind of shed a bit of light on it for him. I said, is it weird? Like you've got like a good bit of hype behind you and people talking about you and da 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 da. And what did you say?
I said, are they?
Yeah. You went, is that right? Are they? I don't feel like they are. I don't feel like they are. So
that's good though. I like that because it shows you're like, obviously you're nowhere near where you want to be.
Of course.
But at this stage you could be like, fuck me, done this and that. But you're not. You're very humble and feet on the ground. I think the reason. Listen, last year.
Remember again, I'm around people like. Lawrence, exactly. And you look at the difference between
your hype to Coley is nothing.
So I'm never gonna be like, I feel like I'm getting hype, and I'm, he's like staged the whole show by himself, O2, you know, Sky and everything. So
I think if you're judging by him, it's probably a good thing for you. But if you the way we judge it, or myself definitely, is small hall, because obviously last year I think I went to 22 small hall shows, something ridiculous. Crazy. We go to a lot of small hall shows, and it's very, very rare someone turns our head. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't happen a lot. I'm thinking of one straight away, Hennessy Tawala. We got behind him from his debut.
I know him. He lives near.
He's Lewis.
He's out your way, right?
Yeah.
So
and I used to spar him down at the amateur gym.
Yeah. Was it double jab?
Yeah.
He's a slick fucker.
Horrible to hit. Like, I never even used to punch his head. I just used to punch his head because you could never get it at all. Like,
he's too slick, man.
So
really.
Straight away we watched his debut and got straight on board.
Yeah.
And Dave, not just because you're sitting here, I don't think anyone else has done the same.
One person has for me.
Who
is on a, which was my point, is on a parallel with Dan for me in terms of the story and how you're kind of getting a bit older.
Danny Darko.
My man Danny
Darko.
I love that guy.
I spoke to Danny 2 days ago, so I'm planning something with Danny.
I love that guy, man. He's a fucking savage.
He
had his debut on MTK as well, didn't he?
I think I went to his debut actually. It was very exciting as well.
He brings a fucking crazy crowd, man, and he can box. He can fucking box.
That's 3. And let's see Danny Darko, Dan Azeez, out of 22 shows worth of home fighters. Do you know what I mean? So let's say 80, 90, 100 different home fighters.
Or home fights. Sometimes
home fights. Guys. Yeah, of course. But it's not often I sit up and go, who's this cunt? Like, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
In my weird little way of confidence. But that's and I look at you and you're not the tallest and you're just stocky as fuck and the power. There's something about you that I think I was drawn to, we were drawn to, and not just us, man. There's a lot of people talking. And there'll be a lot more. And listen, you're gonna get these big fucking fights. There's no doubt they're coming. Lee is a massive believer in you.
That's my guy, man.
Big fan,
definitely.
It's although your height isn't Lawrence Okoli level, he's got that backing.
Of course.
For what the environment we're in and we see, it's there.
You. I'm glad to hear it, but I just would like. What was I saying to you, Craig? Like, I need the financial backing as well. Do you know? And it's not even. I can't go out there and be like, come on, man, like, spend your money on me, like, because at the end of the day, it's their money. But that's why when I go out there, I want to, like, you know, people to see me and think, oh yeah, I want to see this guy again, like, raw, who's this guy? Like, just, you know, how I come out, my attire, everything. I want them to. I love that shit.
You remind me of Apollo Creed, man.
with
the high shorts,
because I watch a lot of old school boxing, and that's how they used to, you know, even in football they had high shorts, basketball back in the day, like 80s and stuff, and I like that. So
and then you got the robe that matches the short, the maroon or claret. It looks it's simple.
That's
the trunks are simple. They say Azeez on the front. That's it.
No, it just says DA.
Just says DA on the bottom. That's it. I said one day.
Hagler style.
One day, my hope is that it would just be them shorts, simple again, but just a little fight talk.
No,
just silently on there.
Soon, bro. Soon.
It's interesting because you can be oblivious, and when you think about what you do in your job, like, so you work with the railways, I work in a bank. There's probably people who talk about you and say good things about you, fucking loads of bad things, loads of bad things. But there's people who probably talk about you and you're not really aware of it because they're not saying it to your face. So hype is a wonderful thing if it's used properly and if it's done in the correct measure. It's good to know you've got a little bit because it spurs you on, and it's good to know that you want it because you know it's good for your career. But it's also on the other side, it's good to know that, or it's good to be unaware of how much hype you have or how people feel about you, because if you do, it can go to your head, and we see that a lot of times as well. So
definitely. My coach always says, you know, create the hype, but never believe it, because otherwise your head will just get inflamed one day. You know, I could have 10 fights, knocking out 10 people. I come across that one guy, I can't knock him out, and you know what I mean. It's like, oh wow, I'm not really as good as I thought I was. So you gotta always stay humble and your feet to the ground. So
nice. And do you think that is a plan for you, like 2018? Get out as often as possible, build up the old resume, get the rounds in and stuff like that, and then from next year look to area titles, look to 100%. Stuff like that.
That's it. This, like, my first 10 fights is just about learning really. As much as I keep saying I want the financial backing, and I'm not. It's not about earning for me. First 10 fights, it's all learning because obviously I'm still in the embryonic stage of my career. Only 3 fights, so. And in the next 10, that's where I want to, go for them titles, get a bit of, start earning a bit more money as well, and getting into the big fights and whatnot. So yeah, I'm still learning. So
we see it a lot about sponsors and get behind boxers and da 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 da. This is not a fucking plea or like a joke or whatever else, man. It's fucking so hard and so lonely as a sport. And if anybody is listening on those businesses that love the sport or business owners that like the sport and want to dip their hand in or get a bit of exposure or whatever else, there's literally only 2 or 3 people that I would say get behind and put a bit of money behind. And it doesn't have to be money where it's a risk to your business, but I think
tax deductible as well.
Tax deductible funding. But Dan Azeez, I wouldn't fucking. We certainly have people on this podcast and we don't butter them up. I don't think we butter people up. I think we're fairly honest. We spoke about it earlier on. Man, get behind it, man.
Cheers, man.
Get behind it. I'm serious.
Listen, get in now while you can.
Yep.
Because in a couple of years, when
that's what we've done.
When he's got Adidas or Nike on his trunks, you motherfuckers are gonna wish you had your company in there. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's just only a matter of time, man. It's coming, no doubt.
What's your thoughts on Anthony Yard as a career so far?
He's basically just done everything that's asked of him.
But has the right things been asked of him?
But that's not him, is it?
No. I'm not. I'm saying as a career, not as him as a person.
Okay.
I think he's been managed in the right way.
Yeah.
I think he has been managed in the right way. Like, because remember he didn't have no amateur fights or not. He hardly had an amateur.
Exactly.
No one knew of him or anything. Like, and the way. I have to commend Frank Warren from getting someone like that and building him the way he has. Whether people think it's the right or wrong way, he's done that, and that's his job as a promoter, to build a big profile for your boxers. So when they do get into these big fights and whatnot, they're earning the money that is like what they believe they should be getting because they built that profile for them. So obviously you're gonna get the people that are gonna be like, but who's he for and.
That's me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm undecided.
That's not his job, though. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just got to do. And another thing, Craig, like, I'm not sticking up for him. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, I want to see him in there with top opposition, and I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah.
But it's like he's he can only fight what's put in front of him, and there was other people who they might have had the same kind of opponents as him. And they might have gone the rounds. It's the way he's dealing with them that is, I think, giving him that kind of profile. Because if he just beat all of them like on points or whatnot, he'd probably be like another Lerone.
Him being a knockout. Yeah.
I swear down, you probably won't really know. But the fashion that he's dealing with them, you can't knock it. So
here's my, and I agree with everything you said. I don't have an issue with Anthony. I spoke to him. We done a piece together as well, and he's a fucking gentleman.
No,
but
he is.
My issue, you got 2 hands. Your hands are out, right? On the one hand, you've got the Frank Warren story where he's only had 12 amateur fights and we're building him and he's a machine and he's dealing with these guys and he's got to learn on the job and da-da-da-da. I'm cool with that. But I'm not cool with you then bringing up your other hand and saying he's a WBO number 1. We're ahead of British level. We're ahead of Commonwealth level. We don't want these fights. You cannot play both sides, man.
Of course.
That's not him.
Yeah.
But it's still happening.
No.
And it's still linked to
when
his
he decided not to go that British route, for whatever reason, rightly or wrongly, because you can't say you're above that if you haven't done the learning.
But I'm sure he was still the number 1, like on BoxRec, he was the number 1
on WBO.
Yeah. No, but even
British rankings,
on the British ranking, he was number 1.
Yeah, but BoxRec's a point system. You've got to remember it's an algorithm, and it's.
I mean, I would have fancied him to beat Bullioni for that British. Right?
I don't fancy him to beat Callum Johnson though.
Callum Johnson's a great fight.
Yeah. That would be
I'm really undecided. I can't decide because.
But I agree with you, Craig. Though it's either got to
be one of the other.
Yeah, it's either you're this guy and you got all these titles. All right, let's chuck him in the deep end, or we're biding our time. He's only had this many fights, so it
depended on what fight spoke of and suits them. They use
and that's what irritates me. So they were all about, we'll take Buglioni. We're better than Buglioni. We'll smash Buglioni up.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Hearn literally offered him the Callum Johnson fight. it's not really a fight we're looking at.
Yeah.
Because we're number one in the WBO.
That's
Who are
the
you
problem.
fighting then?
You've given him
You're
a
fighting
false. You've given him a false ranking because he's not going to fight the world champions.
That's insane that he's number one.
But he's not going to fight the world champions. So we're going to continue for him to have these level of fights until they go, okay, we've decided he's ready at 22-0 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. I think he should want to have fought the British and Commonwealth for his own, to know himself what level he's at. You know what I mean? He might have beat Buglione or even Johnson.
Is because he just skipped past now. There's hardly anybody left.
And how
Everyone else is, but exactly. But so in that sense, he might have been managed a bit too fast. Like
it might be dangerous for him.
It sounds like they haven't. It sounds like they haven't decided what storyline they want to focus on. Either you're the guy that's learning on the job and you're really exciting and you're really marketable, which he is,
or you're that,
or you're the world
yeah.
ranked number one challenger. You're one of the. You can't be both, man.
That's
because
a good point.
Once you start to merge into that other pot, you can't then hold on to the other storyline. It doesn't really work for me. So that's my only thoughts.
But from what I see of him personally, he seems like someone who would fight anyone.
Yeah, I like him. I think so.
I think he would.
And I think most fighters are like that. So
I think he trusts the process and he trusts Tundi implicitly.
Yeah, of course.
Because if he really wanted to fight any of them, he could have said, "Listen, I want that fight, etc." And I think he's just happy to take the route they tell him to take. So how can we knock him?
Interesting. What else we got going on? Anything else next couple of weeks? Nothing else.
Goodwin show next Saturday. You gonna go there for Adrian?
I'm there, man. 100%.
I'm there.
I've got my youngest kid's got his presentation evening. Little man won the cup yesterday.
Yeah.
Captained his team to a victory in Barnet, so they're the champions.
Shout out Jaden.
Little Jaden. So
he's a fucking savage, man.
He's savage. If he don't make me bare money, I'm disowning him.
When he got Player of the Year, how many goals did he score?
Last year he got.
He was a 7-year-old, right?
He was 7. He got 57 goals last year.
57.
Yeah, and he got about 6 assists. He did it all this year. He got 30 goals and 30 assists.
Oh wow!
So he changed.
Jesus.
So what position did you play?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So yesterday he played up front.
Yeah.
He's claiming the winner. I'm not giving it to him yet. I'm hard on him.
Yeah, we grilled him about
I don't accept mediocrity. I never will. So he took the free kick,
Yeah.
hit the kid's side of his head and went in. He claimed it, so whatever. But as soon as he did that, there was 6 minutes left. He sat in front of the defence and just played midfield for the rest of the game.
Oh, serious.
Just cleared it all. Yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
No, that's good. Hopefully he's the new Cristiano Ronaldo in it.
I take anything.
Also, we could get a proper microphone for this fucking podcast.
What do you mean, bro?
Let's go on to the last question before we round this up.
Yeah, the last question.
This is one that is a bit of a sore spot.
Literally.
Paul Altai, and we're going to do it, Paul, because we're not fucking...
I'm not pussies, bruv. You know, I'm from the
You know what, Paul? We're not scared of you, mate. Alright? We're fucking scared of Dan, but we're not scared of you.
Paul, we need to know if his hands are insured, though, if he's allowed to do this.
Yeah, listen, he might break his hand. That's the problem I've got. Hold on a second, because I'm getting it back up. Right. Paul Altai.
Yeah.
Can Dan deliver a body shot live on the pod? so we as listeners can hear the results, please. And the answer is yes. You can punch me in the body if you want.
No,
we've both got to take one. I couldn't let him do it. I mean, they're 12 ounce, bro. Put the 14 ounce.
Serious.
Why don't you hit us both with a body shot that Linares got finished with? Left hook to the body.
We're putting on. Let's get a picture
my
of the line.
God.
But you want the right or a left?
Listen, you lot shouldn't fall to put pure.
Not like, don't fucking don't
pressure.
execute me.
No.
Don't butcher him. That's 14 ounce.
14 ounce.
Well, right hook to the body then?
Oh, fucking hell.
Or straight. Was it a right hook or just a straight in the chest?
Which one?
No, you can give me a...
Craig, are you sure? This is one of my specialities, body shots, you know. Seriously. Like,
I might see how this goes and then decide.
We can't shy away from it, we have to do it. But just don't actually make me die, because I've got an interview tomorrow, so I need to be able to talk. Right, video it, Sam.
Right, I'm videoing this.
Oh wow!
Stand
my god!
Right.
So which shot am I throwing?
What do you want, a right hook? It's up, you can decide. Pick your poison.
He's dancing already.
Come a little bit closer.
No.
Alright, ready?
Alright, you ready?
Is it recording?
Paul.
This is for Paul.
Do you see? Fight talk. They're not pussies.
We're ready for you,
know
Paul.
what I'm saying?
We're ready for you,
Alright.
bro. Oh, fucking hell. Go on, I'm good. Oh, fuck.
Oh, dear. Alright, keep that on. I gotta get a hit.
That was
Sam, you're taking one as well.
Sam,
Do you know what? He was good to me now. He was good to me
No,
now.
if you're taking one as well, I got to take one as well.
You can take one off him.
Yeah.
I've got 4-ounce gloves.
No, I'm
Right, Paul.
What was that? Was that a right hook to the body you done?
Yeah.
Alright.
Right, Paul, if you're listening, are we still recording? Yeah, we're still
The
recording.
podcast's still going, yeah. This is a
Podcast
great
is
end
on.
to the podcast.
Dan Azeez
Taking a right hook.
is about to give Sam O'Reilly a right hook for Paul Altai. Here we go.
Are you ready, Paul? Again, fight talk. We're not pussies, alright?
Oh my days, bro.
That was only a
What was that? 10%. Just stronger than you, bro. I just take that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've got to take one now. I got to take one now from both of you.
Alright.
100%.
I can't really throw punches, me. I'm not really a good
He's
boxer.
gonna like
Whatever,
fucking...
whatever punch you can throw.
Alright,
I
we're
can't
stopping the
let
pod
you
there. It's
take
at the end of
it.
the pod and we'll record this up.
Yeah.
Dan ain't gonna make a noise, is he? Dan ain't gonna make a noise when we hit him. So.
Ladies and
course I will.
gents, we're going to give Dan a little punch as well, but we're going to end the recording because it's probably descended a little bit into madness.
But I don't want his opponents hearing him cry when I catch him with this right hook, bam, and he's gonna go down.
And to confirm, he did damage his hand when he punched my fucking slate abs.
seriously.
Yeah,
So
I might not be able to fight now.
we're only joking. Buy tickets,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, no.
The Fight Talk podcast, mate, you know what we do. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Get involved, get subscribed, iTunes, podcast, YouTube, all that shit.
Shout out everyone except Mickey Elliott. Fuck you, man.
Peace.